purging is at last at hand. The day of doom is here. All that is evil, all that are lies, your parents, your ears, those who would call themselves your judges, those who have lied and corrupted the earth, they shall all be cleansed.
There we go. Sir Kenaz is here. Excellent. And I'll just immediately turn him into co-host. Perfect. Perfect. Good Sir Olamo, aka Al-Muhtasim. Perfect. So it's beginning to fill up. Excellent. Sir Kenaz, you should be able to speak.
Woo!
All right.
Episode for, because obviously the Goyim are going to be running from the United States as soon as they realize how bad things are. I hope having people, getting some advice on Chile, Bangladesh, Somalia, Syria, or any other places that might be superior to the United States after a collapse.
Oh dear. If any of you gents want to be speaker, just send me a request. I'll make you speaker. A small space, pretty chill.
I have heard good things about Bengali food. I've heard lots of really good things about
it'll give you diabetes. It'll give you diabetes.
It'll give you diabetes. Well,
I mean, it's delicious. It's tasty, but it'll give you diabetes. So there you go. But yeah, I mean, I thought about what to name the spaces, and I just decided to name it Are the Goyim People? We already know the answer to that question. But I want to just briefly, maybe I'll touch on this briefly. But Sir Kenaz, you were talking on the Telegram group about how people are like, oh my gosh, the blonde chick said nigger or negro, and this is part of the racial awakening or whatever the fuck. I'm like, no, it's not, man. No, it's not. It's just you're gonna give her some money for a few days. She'll run the grift, and then she'll buy some property with it. And then you're not going to hear from her, right? That's literally how this ends.
Yeah. No, I mean, I know. I think what's important is it marks the end of the anti-racist hysteria we had in the United States for a decade now, where everything was racist and problematic, and nobody could shut up about that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so there, that's good. I mean, I don't necessarily think it's a great thing to regularly call people of color niggers. I mean, I'm not it's in bad taste. It's crude. The other fact of it being, however, it doesn't kill you.
No.
That, I mean, okay, somebody called you an ugly name, okay, somebody called you a liver-lipped coon. Good. Call them a short dick cracker.
Yeah, there we go.
I mean, it's just okay, that, I don't think that again, people are so jacked into their screens, so jacked into their social media that they're convinced that either words are going to literally kill people, literally kill in all caps, or words are going to start a white revolution.
Yeah. There's not going to be a fucking white revolution, guys. What's going to happen is, again, people are going to figure out they're going to crack the code. They're going to figure out, here's how we can get these suckers to give me money. I'm going to set up my gifts and go. These suckers are going to send me the money. And hey, you know what? If I want to make even more money, I can call up the Indians and they can give me a few lessons. That's what this is, man. You're falling for the fucking scam, right? And whatever you want to call this of preference cascade or whatever the fuck, right? It's a fucking bot parade. That's what it is, okay? There's maybe 2 or 3 other real people, and the remaining 995 quote-unquote people are fucking bots from India. That's what this is, man.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. So, I mean...
It's really... Yeah. I will never not be impressed over the fact that India H1B'd British bigotry. That's like when I found out Barry Stanton, one of the funnier anti-India protesters, was from Pakistan. I was just like, you stole those jobs from hardworking British bigots.
Oh man.
It's just, there's something just beautiful about that. But no, I mean, I do think you're going to see people starting to look at that kind of, you're going to see people starting to look at things as America gets worse. You're not going to see a lot of these people that are online insisting that 5D chess is going on, insisting that Kamala will save the day, insisting Newsom will save the day, insisting Trump will save the day, Vance will save the day. Once they realize that's a pipe dream, you will start seeing people moving on to, like, starting to think like, gee, maybe if I got out of this like popcorn stand.
Yeah, yeah. Which is what I expect to happen. I mean, I just like, these are immigrants, man. I mean, these are not people who are like, you know, even if you told them that, hey, all violence is legal and you can just kill your enemies for the next 24 hours, these are like the people who would go to the government or like, oh, does Daddy Trump sanction it? Oh, please, can I get a legal sanction? Oh, please help me. Like, they are the worst, absolutely worst bunch of goyim out there, right? They're the bunch of goyim who always are seeking permission from other people to do stuff, right? And like you were saying, Sir Kenneth, I mean, when they saw Luigi Mangione just like grab that silencer pistol and just kill the CEO, they're like, oh my gosh, the left is violent or whatever. Like, bitch, shut
Yeah.
the fuck up. Yeah.
They hate that stuff because it reminds them, I am the great dissident thinker of Substack. I am a dissident. Well, have you shot anybody recently? I mean, it's like, again, I do not encourage violence, but, I can't help but note that, like, that, violence is the last thing when everything else is futile.
Yeah.
That's the way it's always been. Somebody like a Luigi Mangione, it's like, hey, I'm sharing my epic, Trump memes, my epic anti-Trump memes. I'm really doing something for this cause. And then you see somebody like Luigi, well, then why aren't you getting like a ghost gun or getting a 3D printed gun and going out and, you really want to change the course of history. It's bullets are generally involved in events that change the course of history. I mean, I'm not advocating violence. I'm just noting, noting an inconvenient fact.
No. It's an inconvenient fact, and it's gonna become more and more frequent, especially as the economy enters the toilet bowl, right? Like that $12 billion bailout for farmers and all this other shit that's happening. It's just fucking pathetic, man. I mean, it's like, this is a rudderless ship. It's sinking. It's falling apart, right? And at this point, if you believe in this bullshit of like, well, the blonde woman yelling nigger or whatever, and like 10 of them doing it, and us like getting scammed out of our money, you're not gonna fucking make it, man. Honestly, you getting scammed out of your money by a bunch of fucking Indians and Pakistani people is just better, man. Like, it's better for the economy, more people will be able to support their families and all this other shit versus you giving all that money to like, I think like this lady in particular, right? She's got like a mixed race kid, which nothing wrong with that, right? But from their worldview, it's a wrong thing to do, right? But like, okay, so she's got a mixed race kid. And in addition to that, I think she got like busted once or twice for like meth possession or something, right? And so I'm like, okay, so you mean to tell me this lady who's gonna get this big windfall of cash, she's going to like expeditiously rather, or judiciously rather, use that money. Yeah. Color me surprised if I'm
Yeah.
refusing to believe that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't expect much from it. The fact that people are paying so much attention to this just shows, again, in the Debord sense, it's a spectacle.
It is a spectacle, yeah. It is an absolute spectacle. All right,
I
the
mean, it's
G-Man
like,
said,
oh, look, yeah, now people are giving money to this person that called called a Somali couple of pair of niggers. Well, great. This means, the white man is finally awakening. It's like, you know, again, for all my FBI listeners, not saying I approve of this, but you'll know that your race war is happening when you start seeing Somalis hanging from trees and when you start seeing some of your friends hanging from trees.
you'll see
The fact
Somalis
that they're
hanging.
calling
Yeah,
each
yeah.
other rude names, that's not even like us, that's not even the start.
If you see Somalis hanging from trees, and if you see Somalis doing terrorism and blowing up train stations, that's when you'll know for certain that there's a quote unquote race war. But like this notion that oh, I'm gonna call him nigger or whatever, and then oh, this is like a white awakening. Shut the fuck up. Like shut the fuck up, Goyim. You fucking Goyim, right? Absolute fucking Goyim, right? And like, what does Sir G-Man say? Yeah, the Goy cattle yearn to be looted and raped. Exactly, man. I mean, there was that other lady, like she was at that playground. She started yelling nigger or negro or whatever. She made like $800,000. She just ran away, man. I mean, she bought like a property or whatever, and she just disavowed the entire new right, dissident right bullshit. And then she's like, "Oh, thank you very much. I'm gonna start a new chapter in my life. Thanks for playing, guys." And then you never heard from her again, right? And that's what this is, right? Like they've realized, and to her credit, right? Like what she realized and what this lady probably is going to realize if she doesn't blow all her money on the fucking heroin or whatever is that if you just scam people out of their money, right, and if you hustle it out of them like the Indians do, the Bengalis, the Pakistanis, the Nigerians, etc., etc., they yearn for it, man. They yearn to be looted, they yearn to be raped, and you know what, just take advantage of it, right? All right, what does Sir Richardson say? Let me see. Not for now, but wanted to highlight that this guy makes a basic anti-usury post to keep his audience, and the Goyim are the angriest. Oh man, oh man. But yeah, no, Sir Kinaz. I mean, it's like, are the Goyim people? No, they're not. Okay, not for now, but wanted to do. Okay, and then what is this? What do we have over here? Does herding the Goyim depersonify the herder? Are Goyim herders potential non-people? Good question, Sir. Sir Al Muhtasim. I mean, I would think so, in a certain sense. Yeah, I mean, if you hang around the Goyim too much, you might become one of them yourself. Yeah, so better be careful. Better be careful. Yeah. So yeah, this is it's like I'm just trying to figure out what's going on right now, but it's just so. Oh dear.
Let's see from Richardson. Wanted to highlight this. Aaron McIntyre makes a basic anti-usury post, and the guy, basically the usual suspects, and not those usual suspects, are like outraged by this.
Oh man.
Yes, because lending at interest has done so much good for our economy.
Obviously, good sir. Obviously. Didn't you know that interest rates, make sure that the economy is running smoothly?
Yeah. And they're quoting what he's quoting that's getting everybody bent out of shape is Aristotle on usury.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's Aristotle. I mean, I believe Muslims refer to Aristotle as the philosopher.
Yes, sir.
He's like, he's certainly one of the greatest minds of all time on the, if he's not at the top, he's on a very, very short list.
Yeah.
And he didn't seem to like it. Basically the prophet, peace be upon him, for outright forbids it.
Yep.
Christians basically had to bring Jews in because they weren't allowed to lend at interest.
Yes, sir.
So it's like, yes, that's,
Yeah.
C.S. Lewis pointed out, Jews were forbidden from lending at interest to other Jews. It's like, all three of the major world religions, and one of the greatest minds of all time, arguably the greatest mind of all time in terms of influence, comes in and he says, usury is wrong.
Yep.
So all these people are wrong, and Paul Krugman, who has made a career out of getting things wrong in the New York Times, says otherwise.
Yep. Speaking of which, Sir Kenneth, what do you make of Minnesota? Do you think Minnesota should be given to Somalia? It was promised to them 3,000 years ago, Sir Kenneth.
Minnesota, bring the Somalis to Minnesota.
Sir Kenneth. It was promised to them 3,000 years ago, man. Obviously,
3,000 years ago, it's like I would have bargained for a slightly warmer place.
Well, they were promised it. They were promised the coldest land in the north, and that's where the explorers found it. And when they were riding with their horses, the explorers found it. And on the map said that, hey, this is the land that we were promised. Oh,
yeah,
man.
we could. I'm at the point, God, who God chooses for any stretch of territory is the one who can hold it and keep it. It's their territory. That's the way it has always been, the way it's always going to be. Would Minnesota will either decide they're going to kick the Somalis out or they will learn to live with the Somalis.
No.
And I'm guessing door number 2.
Door number 2 it is. No matter how much the goyim moo loudly about the white man or whatever the fuck, it's gonna be door number 2 at the end of all.
What was the thing the guy said to you today? You mentioned a telegram, why are you quoting all these numbers to me to explain why Venezuela is going to be more of a struggle than I expect? Numbers don't matter.
Yeah, he did actually say that. Yeah. He did actually say that. So
it's okay. It makes a difference, when you have a lot of weaponry, when you don't have a lot of weaponry. All our weaponry at this point is either in Tel Aviv or Kiev. That's, we are not really set up for a fight. What we may be set up for, and you'll notice I'm saying may be set up for, because I could see this blowing back on us too, is doing what we did in Iraq and Afghanistan. We'll create a beachhead. We'll have a few cities that are under our control, maybe, one or two, maybe, even Caracas. And like Kabul, Caracas will be the pro-American place, and we're going to have zero control of anything outside it.
Sir Kenaz, you need 100,000. 50-1 ratio for Caracas, 5 million people. You need 100,000. Doesn't work out.
Like I said, this is what I could see them trying to do. Because I remember John Michael Greer made a good point that Americans have failed to win just about every war since World War II, but they also have failed to lose.
Yeah.
They retreated.
Speaking of which, Wall Street Journal reports European officials eye, quote, nuclear option, unquote, of dumping U.S. treasuries if Trump cuts Ukraine deal without allies. Sir Kenaz, are the European goyim going to do it? What do you think?
Are the European goyim going to go to war?
No, I'm saying that are the European goyim going to dump the treasuries of the American goyim? What do you think?
Not sure how much of a choice they got. I mean, it's like, it's not, you know, Japan is looking about ready to do it. When Japan does it, Europe is going to have to.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
and, the other thing is a lot of these treasury bonds that, like, many more of these bonds than we realized are in the hands of hedge funds.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's a problem because all those funds are doing all their trading on algorithms. And if the algorithm hits a certain number, those treasury bonds get dumped.
Yes, sir.
That's like, I mean, it's a recipe for chaos.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And if it does happen, we're off to the races with regard to these types of things. There was a guy who was talking about this. 1920. 1920 was when global bond yields broke upwards and stayed upwards. And it lasted for 60 years. Right? So it lasted for 60 years. So 1920, Sir Kenaz, world population in 1920.
It was about 2 billion, I'd guess.
Close, 1.8 billion. World population in 1980, Sir Kenaz.
It was about 7 billion.
In 1980, it was 4.5 billion.
4.5
So world
billion.
population went up by 2.5x in 60 years. All right, so let's say 2025, 2026. Let's say it goes, I'm going to say the bond market breaks and the yields go up. Okay, so 60 years, I'm going to say 60 plus 25, 2085. All right, Sir Kenaz, most optimistic. Again, most optimistic. They're not factoring in population contraction and all these other things. World population, 2085. Most optimistic. What is it?
I'd guess about 5 to 6 billion. We're going to see a drop.
Yeah, so we're gonna see a drop, but even if you believe the most optimistic thing, it would be like 10 billion, which I don't believe in, right? So okay, 8.5 billion to 10 billion. How much is that an increase of? 20%?
It's about 15%. It's a little
Yes.
more. No, it's a little more than 15%. It is about 20 would
Yeah.
be 2. So yeah, a little like between 15 and 20%. But the thing is, that rate is not going to be coming up in Europe. It's not going up in the West.
Correct.
We're losing people.
Yeah.
And as we lose people, we're going to start losing the trade routes. We're going to start losing the easy access to petroleum fertilizers, and we're going to start seeing the population drop dramatically in, the developing world as well.
Oh yeah. I'm well aware, but okay, 20% on the most optimistic. So, all right, Sir Kenneth, 2.5x versus 20%. Which one is bigger?
Oh yeah, no, 250%. We've hit diminishing returns, which is like a term I use a lot because nobody seems to understand it anymore. I mean, we were able to have an enormous spike in population because we had huge advances in agricultural technology.
Oh, yeah.
We had huge advances. We could, we're like every other animal on the planet. When our population gets bigger than the food supply, you have a die-off due to starvation and disease.
Mm-hmm.
That is, that's just the way it goes. We were able to take care of a lot of diseases. We eradicated smallpox, which used to kill millions every year. We got rid of, we took care of a lot of diseases that you don't like that, were huge scourges.
Oh, yeah.
But that's a very temporary thing. That's like we're losing, when we lose that, we're going to start seeing once again we will start seeing again disease and famine will drop the population. We're also going to see a drop in population simply from the fact we stopped making children.
Here's the thing, Sir Kenaz. 1.8 billion, 4.5 billion. All right, so bond prices collapsed, bond yields went up. Well, that's awful, but, you've got three things. You've got the population expanding, so you can dump it on the young people, right? Number two, you've got militaries, so you can go out into the world, and again, you can dump it onto the poor people, namely the fact that your bond price, your bond yields are fucked. You can kind of get poor people to pay up for it, quote unquote. And number three, finally, you've got all these like creative, quote unquote, financial instruments, right? None of those are true anymore. You don't have expanding population in many places, like you said, contracting population. You're not going to have young people, right? Because again, either they were aborted or they were never born or they won't be born, right? And what have you. And finally, you've got the interplay between the two and whatnot. So you're going to see contraction, right? You're going to see contraction. And you can figure that out just by looking at the bond yields of like, okay, well, bond yields going up, meaning bond prices crash, which means the majority of these quote unquote developed economies, Japan, Germany, UK, France, America, etc., they are gonna become broke, Sir Kenaz. Sir Kenaz, what happens when government goes broke? What happens?
Well, generally, you see new powers come in and take over to fill the vacuum.
That's correct, Sir Kenaz. And in the meantime, are you going to get paid your pensions and your salaries and your benefits? No. Okay, and what happens to a significant chunk of the people who don't get the money?
They die.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, I expect this is what we're looking at. Is, we took technology past the point of, we took it to diminishing returns. We were able to get from a flying machine to a man on the moon in, what was it, 60 years? 1903, 1968, 65 years.
Yeah.
I mean, there were people who saw the moon landing who also saw, who read about Kitty Hawk. So it was like we had that advance. We're not, since that time, what kind of big advances have we made? We went past the point of, essentially, most Europeans were subsistence farmers for a significant chunk of European history. Most people were subsistence farmers.
Mm-hmm.
And that, now we've, we moved from that to the point, I think people a lot of it's the Spenglerian second religiosity I keep seeing. People are like, well, I trust the science. That's like, if I have faith in the science gods will bless me.
Yeah.
I'm like, AI will save us. It's like, replace AI with, the Mahdi will come. Jesus will come. It's a religious impulse.
Yeah.
The difference being it's a stupid religious impulse.
Oh dear. Yeah. They call religious people unintelligent. Meanwhile, they've got shittier religions than all of us.
Yeah. Oh, I'm reading the responses to Aaron McIntyre's thing. He's getting accused of being a socialist because he complained about usury. You aren't cut out for civilization because lending works great for intelligent people and it's an incredible driver of prosperity.
Oh man.
I'm just okay. Then they're like, of course, link to the Mises Institute because, of course, there is.
Obviously, Sir Kenaz. They can't Yeah.
Without debt, free market economies could not scale. Is that yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that says a lot about you know, that says a lot about who the true master of the free market is, if you know what I mean, Sir Kinaz.
Yes. Oh, I wish I could. Someday I am going to figure out how to put my soundboard on Twitter Spaces just so we can
Oh
get the
man.
music. But no,
Oh
I
man.
mean, it is like these people just go back to the neocon appears to be their default thing. Capitalism good, Israel good. You know,
If
wars for
that's all it is,
democracy and freedom
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
good.
Like if that's all it is, like they should just stop wasting all of our time, right? They should stop saying, "Oh, traditionalist, oh, Christian, oh, fucking like pagan, neo-pagan, this, that, or the other thing, vitalist, blah 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 blah." 30,000 words here, 20,000. Shut the fuck up. You fellatio Israel, right? You are their bitch. You lick their balls, right? Just make it easy for everyone else and just admit it. Admit to everyone you're a fucking neocon. And like I said, you lick Israel's balls. You're their bitch. You fellatio them, etc., etc., right? Why the fuck, why the fuck do you have to do this thing and for 20 years pretend to be something else, man? Like you're just pro Zog. You're pro Zog. You're pro Empire. You're pro all this shit, right? So, oh man, it's just like so fucking funny.
Yeah,
What do we have here?
it's
German corporate bankruptcy surged to a decade high in 2025. Lovely. All right, everything's going according to plan, basically. Oh dear. Winooski School District in Vermont raises the Somalian flag. Two-state solution for Somalia, Sir Kenneth. There we go.
yeah,
Minnesota was promised to them.
yeah.
Look at
Minnesota.
all the states that America has, right? America has 49 states. Why can't Somalia have one state, Sir Kenneth?
Yeah, well, we have 50, but I expect Hawaii will be declared. No, I don't expect Hawaii will be declaring independence. I expect that Hawaii will become part of the Chinese naval empire.
Oh my god, man. It's so fucking hilarious, man.
That's,
Holy shit.
I mean, I expect Alaska, is at some point going to wind up reverting back to the Russians because, well, we have money and weapons. You have neither.
Oh man. All right. Al Muhtasim says Murica with a K. Bro, you gotta use triple K, man. Murica, Muri triple K. Or you gotta do America, Ameri triple Ka. All right. So Murica shouldn't mess with Palizuelans. So just like Palestine plus Venezuela. I like it, man. Nice. All right. Shouldn't mess with Pal. They are goyimless people. They are people. No, bro, I already told you what's gonna happen, right? What's gonna happen is, let's say that Trump doesn't pussy out, right? And like Sir Kenaz loves to say, I mean, Trump's been so retarded. It's entirely feasible that he does actually pussy out. But all right, let's say he doesn't pussy out, right? Even if he does like a craven, filthy sneak attack, right? And he does like a decapitation strike, regime change, whatever, right? There's still gonna be 100 dead Marines, 300 plus wounded, and in terms of the Venezuelans, they're gonna lose about 2.5, 3 grand on their side, and about 7 to about 9,000 wounded and sanitary, right? The thing is, if you're a country of 31 million people plus, that number is meaningless to you, right? Okay, so Maduro's dead or he got removed or exiled or whatever the fuck. Like, it'll be some idiot colonel or some brigadier general or whatever, and he's gonna be like, yeah, I gotta kill the Yankee Satan, right? That's who's gonna be in power, man. And so, like, America with a triple K, right? Even if the Goyim, right, do their usual, best hits, which is like, okay, well, let's blow up a bunch of hospitals and kill a bunch of women and kids, man. Like, what does that actually do? What that does is you get into the fucking tar pit, right? The quicksand or whatever, and you're like, oh, I got to get out of quicksand, man. You can't get out of quicksand. You can't get out of quicksand, right? And if it comes down to it, hey, man, they'll fire off their drones, shut down the Panama Canal, they'll do some other bullshit to you, and it'll actually affect you, right? Like, Venezuela is close enough to actually fucking affect you, right? That's the
I'm
thing.
looking at the Guardian, the ever reliable Guardian's piece on this. Apparently, like, Trump has said, if you, your wife, and your son leave Venezuela, we'll guarantee you safe passage. We know you've got lots of money socked away. You could live the rest of your life as, like, in wealth and comfort, just not in Venezuela.
Yeah.
And, like, Maduro supposedly made some demands and, like, well, yeah, I guess we're going to have to. Man, throw more money at the guy. You can give him $1 billion and it'll be several billion less than a war will cost. I mean, just, whatever they want. Sit down with Zelensky and tell him, the weather's really great in Tel Aviv this time of year. You got lots of money. You're Jewish. They won't extradite you. You're fine there. Why don't you just leave Ukraine and, like, just step away from this now?
Yeah. Oh dear. Oh good sir, you don't have to raise your hand.
How long is it going to take us? How long is it going to take us to rebuild something like, to make up for all of the stuff that is now in Ukraine and Israel?
Never, because, good sir, America's going broke, so it's never going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, what I see happening is what we need cheap equipment cheap, reliable equipment that can be made in bulk.
Yep.
We're making $30 million drones while our enemies are making $30,000 drones.
Yep.
And our military industrial complex isn't set up for that.
No, it's not. But, Sir Kenaz, none of that matters when you're going broke and you're not going to have any money to do anything whatsoever other than fight, I don't know, Dirty War number 95.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see. We were able to sustain a force in Iraq for all the reasons you mentioned on Telegram. The Kurds hated Saddam. We had, like, bases we could work with. Venezuela.
Kuwait was invaded. Yeah, like Kuwait was invaded by Saddam. So when the Americans said, we want to move troops across your land to do this, like, pincer maneuver, not only that, we're going to use your fucking air bases. So Kuwait said yes, Saudi Arabia said yes. The Kurds despised Saddam. They're just like, yeah, we'll fucking fight him alongside you. We're going to give you 200,000 fighters, etc., etc. I mean, like, there's no fucking equivalent whatsoever for Venezuela. Like, okay, well, Guyana has 5,000 troops and Trinidad has 5,000 troops. That's it, man. You're not getting 200,000 troops. You're getting maximum 10 grand, right? Colombia has said no. Ecuador has said no, right? Everyone else is like, no, we're not interested. We're not fucking interested. And Al-Muhtasim, good sir, your hand is raised. You don't have to raise your hand, bro. Go for it.
Hi, guys.
Hello,
Almo.
Oh, yeah, I was, even first off, like, of course, an invasion of Venezuela is completely, like, they would be completely insane. They are insane, so maybe, who knows, right? But the Venezuelans are not like illiterate people, and they have, like, strong, like, communal ties, not like you can walk in there and they're just, gonna give up their panties and shit. Like,
Yeah.
these are serious people, and all their like fifth columnists are out of the country. They're here in Chile, in Argentina, in Peru, in Colombia, Ecuador. They're out of the country. Like, the sanctions have already like taken off the country all the U.S. fans. They're
Yeah.
not in there. So basically, you're only left with the like the hardcore supporters. First off, and second, if you don't invade, if you just like bomb shit and fuck shit up for a little while, like, okay, so maybe you won't get like Marines killed or whatever, but you're gonna cause like a hell of mayhem with Brazil, with Colombia, which has a lot of U.S. bases, with Ecuador, with Peru, and with
Yeah.
Chile, which are basically like if they want to have a new Monroe Doctrine and have like good vibes with South America, this is not going to work out if you start like sending Venezuelans off again, because this is already causing internal conflicts in these countries. So I, there's really nothing to gain for these motherfuckers. This would be like a completely like imperial Nero crazy shit. Like, it's there's no winning in this at all. In no way. Like, not bombing, not invading, not you just can't. Also, like, the potato strikes. What are you gonna do with that? Like Maduro and his people, which Maduro is not maybe the most important man. Maybe it's Diosdado Cabello, who I recommend you follow. But uh, uh, like, these guys are keeping the country tight because there's like almost breakaway provinces which are like barely under government control and would not at all turn into American control overnight. Not at all. Like these guys are like, it's like if you went into a war with the cartels in Mexico. Like, there's no winning in this. It's completely insane. And it's extremely costly for, I don't know if we gotta believe like they will abide by Elbridge Colby's promises or good intentions, but there's no Monroe Doctrine in the future if you touch Venezuela like that. I mean, that's dead in the water.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, like,
That's why I said, I'm sorry, with this all finished, like, there's no Goyim left there.
there's no going.
We got all the Venezuelan Guillem here in Chile, and even those Guillem are not so much are not so much of
Oh man.
are not cattle. Like, they're like hard
Honestly, man.
workers and strivers. They're like
Honestly,
they're
man.
hardcore.
Yeah. Honestly, man, like, Venezuela actually, like, Maduro is like, he got power like a while ago, right? I mean, since
Yeah,
then he's been under sanctions.
like 10 years.
Yeah, he's been under sanctions. I mean, Venezuela is a piss poor country, man. I mean, we're kind of like, I guess Bangladesh is slightly poorer, but like,
It doesn't have a history of being poor. So until the 80s, it was actually quite a rich country in social services. So the people are not completely, totally unhealthy and not
yeah.
uneducated, and they have a memory of being like dignified people. This is not like Haitians you're fucking with. Like, these are people who have a memory of you having like a strong back, and I'm sure they can have it again. So it's really not like, I doubt it'll be a walk in the park. It is poor now, but it has been rich before, and it has the potential to be rich again. So
Oh, I agree. I agree. What I'm saying is that today in the year 2025, it's piss poor after years of sanctions, right? And the thing is, right,
yeah,
if you are literally right next door, right, the Caribbean Sea is right next door to you. you're moving 1/3 of the fucking fleet, which takes billions of dollars to move, right? You move all the equipment,
Yeah.
all the fucking personnel, all the fucking weapon systems. You've been doing this for like 3+ months. If you fucking pussy out now, man, you're literally telling everyone that America is fucking toast, man. It literally can't do anything, right? If you can't pick
Yeah,
on
that's true.
Venezuela, man, if you can't pick on Venezuela, that's lights out for America, right? The thing is,
I'm sure they can. I'm just saying they shouldn't. But I'm. What you're saying is absolutely true. Like, I guess they gotta save face for their own
no,
public. But
it's not
even
just
them just
it's
saving
not just
face.
about that. It's not just about that. It's not about saving face. There's implications that are very, very big. You gotta understand something, right? America has bases and personnel everywhere, right? If America blinks
Yeah.
and it doesn't attack Venezuela, the Iranians will be more than happy to fire missiles, right? North Korea will be more than happy to do something to South Korea, right? China will be very, very happy. The thing is, all these other actions are very, very causally linked to what happens in Venezuela,
Yeah.
right? Because again, like
That is true.
if you've got your like 1/3 of your fleet and you're not doing anything, and you just like pussy out basically. Let's say, all right, let's say, what you call it, okay, Sir Richardson said this 7 minutes ago. So far, my prediction: they won't do anything, and blink and Venezuela is holding. Wondering how much longer it will hold. This far into December, they might just retire. Okay, so let's say that happens. Let's say Christmas time, holiday season, they fucking quit. They don't do anything, man. I mean, do you really
Mm-hmm.
think the Iranians are gonna look at that and go, you know what? The Great Satan is falling apart. Great Satan's a pussy bitch. We're just gonna not do anything, right? You think the Iranians are not gonna do anything, man? It's just they're
I
gonna look
hope they do something.
oh man. Okay, what else did Sir Richardson say? All right. At this point, the
Also,
U.S.
apparently,
Yeah,
according to these Goyim reporters on Twitter, like half of the IRGC is already in Venezuela. So I mean, they're quite close. They should take the opportunity.
it's so funny. It's so fucking funny. It's like
And the IRGC are already in Maracaibo. So yeah,
yeah.
why not, right?
Rubio said that Venezuela is selling fissile material to Hamas.
Yeah, bro.
I was not
Where the fuck did they get the
I
uranium, man?
was not under the impression that they have breeder reactors in Venezuela. They
Yeah,
might. I'm not saying they
Also,
don't.
Venezuela has fusion reactors. Haven't you heard about this?
bro, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I'm like, okay, you know, you could kind of sort of get away with Venezuela, there's a lot of cocaine being trafficked from Venezuela. That's at least plausible on the surface. The
It is, yeah.
idea that Venezuela is smuggling nuclear weaponry. I mean,
Yeah.
didn't you get caught with this whole Saddam chemical warfare thing? Like, it gets stuck looking like idiots, 30 years ago? Have you learned nothing?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they look like idiots to us, but most people just
The Goyim are
forgot. The Goyim don't give a shit, man. They
They're just,
actually believe.
yeah, well, we gotta stop Venezuela before Iran gets them a nuclear device.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, no, I was gonna say a joke in poor taste, so I won't. But yeah,
It's all good,
they
bro.
shouldn't.
It's all good. It's all good. No, like it's just like, man, I look at this crap and I just go, okay, so you've got this situation, right? And yeah, exactly. Like let me just read this comment by Sir Richardson, and I kind of like say something to buttress the point. Okay, at this point, the U.S. seems so far beyond dead due to going broke and everything done the last 15 years that any analysis on what the U.S. should do is probably better served on if any subregions in the U.S. are even viable post-implosion and what they can do. Yeah, exactly, right? But I'm looking at it from the perspective of you've got people overseas, right? And really, they're at the mercy of their captors, right? Like, the guys at Prince Sultan Air Base, right? If the Iranians want to kill them, they can just kill them. That's literally what this is, man. Right? And the only reason it hasn't happened yet is because the Iranians are like, okay, well, if we do that, we're basically going to have to fight America in a full frontal contest, right? If they see in Venezuela, in the Caribbean Sea, that, okay, well, America, the great Satan, pussies out like a pansy bitch, right? And he literally can't do anything in his own backyard. You think the Iranians are gonna, show them mercy? No, absolutely not, man. Right? And that's what this is. So it's just like, that's why this is important, right? Because America is an empire, its actions are always put under the microscope by its foes and adversaries, right? And if they whiff the weakness, if they're like, yeah, I smell the weakness, man, they're gonna go for it, right? All right, we just got brother Naji from Ohio, Pakistan, who I've turned into a speaker.
Brother Naji, welcome,
Hello.
Brother Naji.
Hello, gents. Hello. How are you all?
Doing well. Doing well. Are the Goyim people,
Laughing
brother?
at the Goyim.
Are the
How
Goyim
you
people?
doing?
Are they
Oh,
people?
no. I've thought to take a feather out of the Somali people's
Yeah.
playbook that we should just start calling Zionists Goyim. Like, I don't care if the dude has, curls down to his knees and a big hat. Just call him a goy. Just, hey,
The
goy,
Goyim,
shut
man.
up. Yeah. Shut
Oh,
up, goy. Like, it's such a beautiful term. I see why
Yeah.
the
brother,
Jewish people created it.
brother. You gotta understand, right? All of this land was promised to us, right? Whenever they talk about great replacement, mass migration, all this other shit, just say that this land was promised to us 30,000 years ago. 30,000 years ago, in the cave paintings and like whatever the fuck, right? It was promised to us that we would colonize this place, man. That's what this is, right? So.
Yeah, I saw a finger painting of Ohio, Pakistan etched in a
Yeah, bro.
rock
It's the Pakistani. It's the
in the
Punjabi
Khyber
homeland, man.
Pass.
It's the Punjabi Shindi homeland, man. You guys get all of it, man. All of it, and the Goyim get nothing, basically. And Sir Kenaz
They can.
yeah. Sir Kenaz
They
can be
can.
like a
Yeah.
honorary. Sir Kenaz will be an honorary Bengali, Pakistani, and Somali at the same time, so he gets everything as well. So there we go.
I am
just
a man of the world. I am going to be like, everybody else is worried about the American collapse. I'm going to be sitting in Ahmedabad going, like, enjoying the food.
Yeah, nice mango lassi.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's so funny. No, I mean they can keep Youngstown, but everything else we'll take in Ohio. Don't worry.
Exactly.
I went through Youngstown on my way to Cleveland. Neither of those are particularly impressive cities.
Yes, very true. Unfortunately, Akron though, I'll say this: a nice town, a nice, humble people.
I was in
Very
Akron,
cheap.
like with a friend of mine from Ohio. We went up to Ohio. I was still drinking back at that time. Like,
Sure.
oh boy,
Mm-hmm.
there's some serious drinking going on in Ohio. I was coming up from Georgia, the University of Georgia, more precisely.
Yep.
I'd been spending time in an SEC conference school.
Yes. Oh yeah.
And the drinking in Ohio had me astonished.
Yeah.
Brother, I went to Ohio State, so I will tell you what.
Yeah.
It's like people face down in the Mirror Lake and the pond. There are people who they'll buy like $400 tickets to see Ohio State, Michigan, and they'll just be too wasted to even go.
I think the drinking number is like 80% less than it was in the early 2000s. So like Americans are drinking only 1/5 the alcohol that they used to like 25 years ago.
I think that's among young people. I think that's among like Gen Z.
All right,
is that total population?
I think that's total population actually. So it's the lowest ever recorded since like Prohibition. So like, brother Naji, this is a sign. You gotta take your ancestral homeland that was promised to you, like 30,000 years ago. You gotta take it over. You gotta call it like New Pakistan or whatever the fuck. And you gotta say, okay, well, alcohol's banned now from this place.
Yes. Oh, that would be like, it's so funny when Western people hate on like, oh my God, it's so backward. In the new Afghanistan, you're not allowed to drink alcohol, and it's like, dude, you realize it's a poison, right? Like, even people who drink, they don't like to drink. Like they'll tell you, they'll be like, I wish I never started drinking. I wish my grandparents weren't alcoholics. Like I don't want to drink anymore. So yeah, man, it's funny. But I have an interesting theory when it comes to Venezuela, and it involves Turkey and eastern Syria. So I feel like the Turks are at their wits' end with the Kurdish groups in eastern Syria, and I believe last March, March 2025, they signed an agreement saying, "Hey, we'll fold into the fold of the new Syrian government. Like, we'll
Yeah.
become part of the army, and we'll have like some autonomy, but it'll be cool, guys. It's all good." But they just didn't do anything. Like, they just like pulled like a Donald Trump, and they just didn't do anything at all, and they never really did. They never acted on that promise. So, um, I feel like Turkey and the new Syrian government under Jolani and whatever, they're just waiting for the U.S. to get embroiled in Venezuela before they strike. So they're like, I bet you like within a week if the U.S. does anything, within a week,
Yeah.
they're just going to go in and disarm the Kurdish, YPG and whatnot. And I don't know. It's just my random geopolitical autism going off, but.
Yeah, it's I mean, the Turks are they've always wanted to squish the Kurds.
Yeah, of
Uh,
course.
and then this particular Jolani government, like, they view it as, well, this is our like little puppy, right? Because we created it with regard to like sending the weapons and all these other things, the money, etc.,
Yeah, they
etc.
incubated it.
Yeah.
They definitely incubated it. Yeah.
They incubated it, and then Jolani's like, I gotta break free of Turkey, so let me be nice and buddy buddy with Israel and America, right? And
Yeah.
and he goes there, he tries to be nice and buddy buddy with the Goyim, right? And then the Goyim tell him that, look, man, you gotta be more Goyim than us Goyim, right? You gotta be the Goyim to our Goyim, right? And then he does that, and
Right.
then Turkey gets really upset. Turkey's like, oh, you wanna be the fucking Goyim's Goyim? All right, man, we gotta fucking squish you, right? And I think that's what's going on here, right? I
We'll
don't
see.
believe that Erdogan is like, oh, we're gonna march to fucking Palestine or whatever. He's just like, this is becoming a fucking nuisance, right? He's not really a reliable buffer state, so we're gonna have to teach him who's boss. Uh, do I think he's gonna take all of Syria? No, he's probably gonna try and hit from the north and whatnot and see what he can get
Well,
away with.
I think that. Oh, you mean Erdogan or
Erdogan in
Jelani?
Erdogan invading Israel, yeah, Giuliani, yeah, basically.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I think that there's a possibility. I see what you're saying, where you're coming from. I think there's a possibility that Erdogan sees all of that and is like, "Hey, we helped you so much. Like, why are you trying to be this independent Syrian nation?
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we're gonna take parts of eastern Syria, and we're gonna and then oh look, now you can't, like before, if you had gone and taken Syria for us and actually done our bidding to some degree, like the eastern parts, and squashed the Kurds or whatever."
Mm-hmm.
And by the Kurds, I mean predominantly the anarcho Öcalan, like confessionalist groups. Like those aren't necessarily the entire Kurdish population. But if you don't do that, then we'll hold this sort of prize that you wanted, and now you'll do what we say. But we'll see, man. Yeah, I don't know how it'll work out, but it's just funny to think that the U.S. can't handle like a protecting their Kurdish allies while also, like even trying to do strikes in Venezuela. Like they're so limited at this point. Like it's wild.
America stopped viewing the Kurds as quote unquote allies a while ago, right?
Yeah, like partners or like
Yeah,
Goyim, something like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like the Kurds for them are a bunch of useful idiots, right? Like for them, it's like, okay,
Exactly.
well,
Yeah.
we are a bunch of Goyim. We lied to them. They already know that we aren't people. They thought we were people. They still got fucking rug pulled anyways. So like whatever, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think 2026 will be the year of the rug pull. I think that's what we're looking at.
Yeah. 2026, the year of the rug pull.
Well, did you guys obviously saw, I think Ahnaf, you retweeted this, that the rate of treasury bills is increasing
Yeah,
as a
yeah, yeah.
proportion of the Fed,
Yeah.
sending out debt. So the 1
Yeah.
year is now like it's like 69% or something
Mm-hmm.
of the total debt issuance. It's like, dude, How do you even stop this train? There's no stopping this train.
No.
It's crazy.
The youngest female billionaire. Sir Kenaz, the youngest female billionaire in America. What do you think she does?
She's 29, and I'm guessing it's something to do with AI. I mean, you don't make $1 billion on OnlyFans.
Okay, so she used to be a ballerina, right? I think she's like half Russian, half Brazilian. She used to be a ballerina. Now she has one of the largest betting companies on the planet, where people bet on like geopolitics, world events, etc., etc., right? And this is the quote unquote like rich billionaire. Oh, we gotta look up to her. She's such a fucking inspiration. She's a fucking degenerate gambler. That's what she fucking is, right? And yeah, so I believe she is actually 29. Yeah, so
All right.
yeah,
Yes,
that's how that's
Kalshi or whatever.
Kalshi.
Yeah,
Yeah, Kalshi. Yeah.
and it is funny because the premise of this podcast or this program is essentially doing what her market does, which is make predictions and think about geopolitics. And it's like there is like just a little bit of like the devil whispering in my ear. It's like, well, you do this all the time. Like, why don't you throw a little bit of money in
The
there?
the thing the
It's
thing
like,
is the thing is the thing
let's
is the thing
relax.
is the thing is you got to understand. It's not just that. It's not just okay. Well, your shares go to 0 cents if the outcome is negative, and it goes to 100 cents if the outcome is positive. It's
Yeah,
also all about perception, right? So, for example, let's say there's like a big perception that Trump is gonna attack Venezuela on December the 15th. Well, suddenly from 7 cents it goes to like 91 cents, right?
I
And
see.
you
Yes.
understand what I'm saying? So like
Yeah, yeah. There's a ratio. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I see what you're saying.
And the thing is, right?
Yeah,
Like
that's gambling. That's pure gambling.
it's basically fucking gambling, right? Like it's not like the way they present it is enough, it's not fucking gambling because look, it's logical and it's a fixed outcome and this that and the other. Bro, shut the fuck up. It's fucking gambling, right? You're
Yeah,
speculating,
yeah.
other people are speculating, you're trying to time the market, you're trying to figure out what their behavior is. You are a fucking degenerate gambler, right? And
Yeah.
and that's where she and the whole lot of her. I mean, like honestly, man, as America falls apart, she's probably gonna flee America. Other people will flee America. But some of them might just die on the roads and get like cannibalized or whatever the fuck, right? Like sometimes people ask me, "Enough, what do you want for America?" I'm just like, I want to go to fucking Rwanda or like the Democratic Republic of Congo, right? Where I once went a while ago. I love the people there. I just want to go to the fucking jungle, grab all the fucking cannibals. I want to dump them in New York City, and I'm just gonna be like, any bitch that you catch, she's free. You can grab whatever bitch you want. She's free. Everyone else just eat them up, man. Like do your thing. Like cleanse the city, right?
Oh yeah, that's some
That's what I want
Gotham.
to do with
That's some
America.
Gotham shit.
Just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Gotham shit. Yeah, that's what I want to do with America, man. Like, it's like enough. If you ever had your way, what would you? I'm like, that's what I want to do with to America. Just like cleanse the fucking place.
Holy hell.
Just grab the Africans. Honestly, man, like I at the way things are going, I don't think even I have to do like. Did you see that graph I sent you where like Eastern Europe, not Eastern Europe, Western Europe, uh now has less births every year than just Nigeria alone.
I did not
So
see that. That's not surprising. That's not surprising. Like,
so Nigeria now has more births per year than Germany, United Kingdom, France, Italy, Spain, Portugal, all of these guys combined. Yeah.
what is how do you even like how do you reform like a society when they don't want to have sex with women? Like it doesn't even at that point it's like I don't
Goim,
or,
man,
or
Goim.
yeah.
Goim. You're okay. Like I asked the question, are the Goim people? You're still treating them like people, man.
No,
You're making a
correct.
mistake, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like the thing
Let's
is,
see what else.
right?
Yeah, go ahead.
None of these things are going to be solved, right? And they're not going to be solved. And the thing is, before you showed up, right? Like Sir Kinez and me, we were talking about that lady who was yelling nigger and negro or whatever, right? And then John Carter of Mars or whatever the fuck, like one of a couple of these like Substack people, they're like, oh my gosh, blonde women are like yelling negro again, and oh, this is gonna be like a fucking preference cascade if it happens. I'm like, no, it's not, man. No, it's fucking not. You're a terminally online idiot, right? In terms of preference cascades, it's Arnav Jindal and his bros from fucking India who's doing the fucking preference cascades, the fucking bot trade, right? And so it's like, if the society's problems cannot be solved, man, everyone just like goes into hyper reality. They go into illusion. They go into mirage, and that's what we're seeing, right? The goyim are just goyiming harder. That's literally what this is, man. That's literally what this is.
It's just, the psychosis is taking a hold for sure.
Yeah,
It has taken a hold, but it's just getting stronger and stronger.
Mm-hmm.
We're all like, everyone older than the age of like 35 is just going to be essentially a schizophrenic, in like 2 to 5 years.
Oh, they're already shizos, man. They're already shizos. They're gonna be more shizo, right? But like, it's just like, you know what? Let me actually read something out to you. So I very much agreed with this. This is Borzai, Prompt Borzai. He's one of these like really anti-American guys, right? He lives in America, but he's super anti-American, right? But let me actually read this thing. Let me find it, and then I'll read it out to you. Because he said something, and I really 100% agreed with this, right?
Sure.
All right. Let me see. Where the fuck is this? All right. So here it is. Here it is. Okay. 23 hours ago. All right. And so he's quoting this guy, Fugitive Caesar. Fugitive Caesar, I think he's billionaire psycho on Substack. He's one of these fucking like goyim MAGA retards, right? Fugitive Caesar says, Trump is going to be president for the next 8 years, and by the time Trump leaves office in 2032, the American empire is going to be every bit as strong as it was during World War II. All right, that's what he says. Actually, like goyim levels of delusion, right? All right, what does Borzai say? All right, what does Borzai say in response? Okay. Being a 90 IQ patriotic American must be an amazing experience. Every day you wake up to a world of wonder that you feel like you're experiencing for the first time, and whatever storyline you concoct using your action figures is more real than reality is to you yourself. Okay, it's impressive. All of these people, I mean, he made a mistake here. They're not people, they're goyim. So I'm gonna correct him. All of these goyim have moved on to already talking about what they believe will happen in a Vance administration or an impossible third Trump admin because they've already given up on this one. They'll totally fix everything by 2032. Don't you go and worry, just you wait. Sir Kinaz, what do you say to that?
I couldn't smoke enough crack to come up with that. This is literally like, this isn't delusion. This is like, you couldn't get, you could give me a huge bag of stimulants in 72 hours to get rid of it. After 4 or 5 days without sleep, I would look at that and be like, dude, are you on crack or something? I mean, this is just like, well, not really uncommon when you're dealing with messianic figures, and there certainly are people who are one of two things. Either Trump is a messianic figure or Trump is the Antichrist.
Yeah.
So you get that. When it becomes clear that, okay, that prediction that Jesus was going to be coming, on January 15th, and well, it's January 22nd, and, maybe Jesus had a delayed flight or something.
Mm-hmm.
People will double down in those situations.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll lose followers, but you will get a dedicated cadre of people who are, especially in this situation when it's like, your choices are either Donald Trump is going to come in and fix things for us and we're going to make America great again, or, what's more likely to happen, America is on the verge of a big bankruptcy.
Yeah.
And that's going to be, given a choice between I can huff the hopium or I can take the cold shower that is reality, a lot of people are going to go with the hopium.
Sir Kenneth, are the going people?
Well, junkies are people.
So there are even less
I
than
mean,
junkies.
it is like, people who eat lots of hallucinogenics and get the idea that they're talking to their refrigerator are people.
But
I
not the
wouldn't
going.
lend them large sums of money or anything, but, they are human beings. They're engaging in stupid behaviors that humans tend to rely on in extremis.
Damn, that's a great definition. We should write that one down.
Oh man.
I mean, it's like, I sympathize with them, but, to be fair, I've also lost a lot of patience because I remember people were like, when I was saying, well, people have to stop believing in Trump. They're like, well, don't you believe in middle America? It's like, yeah, I do. I believe that middle America can't afford this luxury.
Yeah.
When you're having trouble paying your mortgage and you also are feeding a crack habit, I'm going to tell you, this may be a good time to think about putting down the crack pipe.
Absolutely.
This is like somebody has to try to tell these people, they don't want to hear. You got to try to reach the few that do. But, okay, you're making a lot of predictions that are vanishingly unlikely to come true.
Yeah.
And you're betting the house on this. And I think the worst thing for a lot of it's we have a kayfabe presidency.
Yeah.
They don't even care if Trump is going to do any of this shit.
No, they don't.
They don't really care so long as he says things that make them feel good. I mean, that's really no different than somebody that's like, yeah, my life kind of sucks. My wife left me, took the kids. I don't have a job. Just like with those last $10, I got this nice fat hit of rock, and I'm not going to have to worry about anything for the next 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, it's pathetic. I can feel sorry for people, but I also don't really leave my things unwatched around them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but did you guys see that comment about usury? I think Sir Richardson posted. That was pretty funny. Did you guys already talk about usury, or
we've talked about it a bit? But my God, it is so much like you guys are working overtime to reinvent neoconservatism.
Yeah.
If we're going to bring freedom and regime change to Venezuela. We're going to support Israel against the fight, like in their fight against Muslim terrorism.
Yeah.
We're going to have a free market, and we're not going to hold corporations accountable for anything they do because they're the engines of the great American economy, which is the greatest economy in the world. It's like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Karl Rove was here before you, and he was an idiot too.
Yeah, I mean, the first 10 minutes of the show, I basically said the same thing. I'm like, look, you're like, oh, I'm a nationalist. I'm fucking trad. I'm fucking ethno state. This, that, or the other thing. Oh, preference cascade. I believe in fucking this, that. Like, dude, shut the fuck up. You lick Israel's balls. You fellatio them. You fellatio the Jews. You fellatio the kikes. You're a goyim. You're not people, right? You're wasting everyone's time. Shut the fuck up, right? If you're gonna be filleting your master, just admit to everyone that you're a fucking neocon, right? You're just a fucking neocon, man. Sir Al-Muhtasim, go ahead. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. You don't have to raise your hand. Go ahead. Don't worry about it.
Hello?
Oh, Sir Baseman Attic is here.
Yes.
Are the Goyim people?
I just wanted to
Good, sir. You got to answer the question first. Are the Goyim people?
Hashem Kill the Goyim and my foreskin is yours. That's my opinion on this.
That's the right answer, man. That's the right answer.
Right.
And here's the thing. I'm just gonna be straight real quick.
Yeah,
You're on Twitter and you think you have Goyim fatigue. Go on Arab Twitter and Turkish Twitter.
yeah.
Translate what the Turks and the Julani and the pro-Julani
Oh.
Arabs are saying, and you will reach levels of fatigue you never thought possible.
Oh, man.
You will die.
Oh.
You will actually die. It's bad. Yeah, I have motherfuckers all like,
Oh, man.
Inshallah, the free, it's called Julani's army
Yeah.
will liberate Gaza
The same
from
Fulani.
its fourfold
Yeah.
from its fourfold Iranian occupation.
Yeah.
Someone actually said this to me, and I wanted to commit suicide.
The same fucking Jolani who got all his money from like the Grey Wolves of Turkey, right? And he gets all his fucking funding from the fucking Turks. And then the CIA also funds in the money. Oh yeah, that fucking Jolani, man, he's gonna fucking liberate Palestine. Yeah, sure he is.
Yeah, and especially the Turks are like,
Yeah.
mashallah, one Erdogan is playing multiple dimensions of politics.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? Literally, like I hope the Israelis bomb you. No, I think the thing for me is this: it's like the Goyim aren't people like, and we know this in particular primarily because we know that when they talk about endless wars, they say they're sick of it.
Yeah.
But then they talk about Venezuela, and then when you offer them like an alternative, like okay, let's. I'm not as much of a doomer as you are, right? You and I, you quote tweeted me a couple times and never really responded because I just think we don't like agree on
Well, it's all
certain
good,
things.
but don't worry about it.
Yeah, well, because you're very much a doomer. I'm not as much of a doomer as you are.
Yeah.
But more importantly, here's the thing: we can agree that just by nature, every region, every hemisphere is going to have a big dog. In the case of the Western Hemisphere, generally that's America, and in South America, the big dog is a rivalry between Brazil and Argentina. But if America wanted to be the big dog and be the celebration wanted big dog, the simple way to do that would be instead of trying to do regime change in Venezuela, I don't know, you could send the fucking Corps of Engineers to build a bridge there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like here's the thing: the Chinese Belt and Road Initiative. We could do that, but in North and South America, all we have to do is say, listen, we will build infrastructure for you. We will trade with you. We will treat you favorably and nice. Just two things. If we build like a port or wherever the hell, give us a taste off the top, and don't give the Russians, the Chinese the same opportunities.
Bro.
Do
you see the error that you're making here?
I'm assuming that the Goyim are people.
There we go. See, you figured it out.
But what I was gonna say, right, is that when I bring that up,
Yeah.
all of a sudden people are like, no, you can't do that because we have to play power politics. I'm like, dude, this is power politics. Yeah. It just costs less.
Yeah.
It costs less. It's literally cheaper to do this than to invade Venezuela.
Exactly.
They don't get it. It's not in their minds. They're like, because especially because I remember like I responded to someone. They're like, oh, we should invade because of this, that, and the other thing. Like, because
we should invade.
It's our hemisphere, and I'm like,
we should invade because Venezuela is sending enriched uranium to Hamas.
Yeah. When I saw that, I wanted to. I was like, I am ready to commit suicide. I am ready to commit suicide. The Goyim have proven once it.
Don't kill yourself, bro.
I felt like I was transported. I felt like I was transported back to 2002.
Oh man.
Yes, base meth addict. It is always good to remember that if only just to see the downfall of Israel, it's good to stay alive. You know what I mean? Like, there's no need for suicide because eventually Israel will fall, and that will be everything.
Also, not just Israel, but you're also gonna see Somalia take back Minnesota, which was promised to them 3,000 years ago, right? So stay alive for that as well, right? Somalia, Minnesota.
Well, the thing for me is the fact that the so-called rightoids are falling for this instead of fucking ignoring it, or the best thing to do.
Man, it was promised to them 2,000 years ago. Of course, it's legit, man. It's real.
The fact that the fucking
I saw it on the internet. Obviously, it's real.
No, the fact that the rightoids are falling for this shit. For me, the response is one of two things. either ignore it, right? Because just like because I mean they're Africans, who gives a shit? And B,
Yeah.
like I don't know, if you want to respond, maybe in their response would be like, well, here's the thing: they can't fucking respond like the way because the way I would respond to that is like, well, I actually am against that kind of stuff, because I'm Palestinian, I'm against that kind of forced migration, that kind of so-called, that kind of et cetera, so on and so
Mhm.
forth. But they can't respond that way because they're perfectly fine with it when
Oh,
it comes to
they're pro
Israel.
empire,
They
man.
fuck
They're
themselves.
pro empire. They're pro empire. Like they're never gonna they're never gonna like for them the neocon instinct is always gonna exist. It was always a thing, right? It was always a thing, right? Sir Almo, you don't have to raise your hand. You can just speak if you want, man.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Sir Basement Addict, are you suggesting that America should be building bridges in South America? Like,
What I'm suggesting is that if America was serious about maintaining influence, maintaining its dominance in North and South America, the best way to do that is to actually give these countries like Venezuela, like Cuba, a reason to want us to be around. And the best way to
but
do that is
yeah,
to offer them, is to offer them like, hey, we'll build infrastructure. We will engage in good trade with you. We'll leave you
yeah, but
alone in terms of,
these days, I'm working on 1960s documents of America actually doing this because they needed to like monitor their artificial satellites, right? So they needed like a worldwide network, and they started like funding our universities and creating institutes and building some infrastructure too, and importing like sophisticated like geological equipment and shit. And this is wonderful, right? But nowadays, like the Chinese do actually build sophisticated ports here, and
yeah,
and
that's what I'm
Americans
saying is that like the,
yeah, but Americans cannot like fix the fucking Baltimore thing, or
Yeah,
where was it?
yeah, that's the problem. Like,
So
no,
I mean,
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with you at all. I'm just saying,
your
like, this is,
reputation your reputation
in,
is in feathers. Like I mean, I know we don't have a choice, right? But if I had one, I would have the Chinese bridge contractor, right?
no, what I'm saying is that if we were living in base world, right, this is what we'd be doing. But we don't live in base
Yeah.
world. We live in the real world, right?
No,
I'm
it's
like, I'm
long
not
gone,
talking.
base world.
Yeah.
Oh man, oh man. Okay, Sir Richardson, I've approved you as speaker. All right, since you've been approved as speaker, I'm gonna ask you the same question we asked at the beginning. Are the Goyim people?
No.
All right. Would you like to elaborate your answer?
No, it's self-obvious.
You don't even have to. It's just like
Well,
he's
I'll
heard
add a
enough of the chat.
follow-on. I'll add a
Yeah, yeah,
follow-on question, Sir
yeah,
Richardson. Are the Zionists goyim themselves?
They are uber goyim. They're like the most
Mm.
goyim who've ever goyed.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, brother Abu Khaldun, you finally showed up to one of the spaces. All right, perfect, excellent.
Ahlan wa sahlan.
Whoop whoop.
All right, bro.
Real
I'm
quick,
gonna.
Najee, I just want to ask Najee, انت عربي صح؟ من وين؟
يعني أبي من باكستان ولكن أنا مسلم. So,
بتحكي انت باكستاني بس بتحكي عربي؟
well, I mean, some, you know what I'm saying. درست
Yeah,
بالجامعة يعني.
أنا فلسطيني. That's why.
ما
Your
شاء
Arabic's
الله.
fine. Yeah. You
Thank
know
you,
what?
bro.
Yeah, mashallah to me. It's called like, show me some love, brother. I need it.
Oh, for
He's
sure.
from he's
No,
from
no, for
Ohio,
sure.
Pakistan, man. He's from Ohio,
في
Pakistan. He's
يعني
one of
في أي
my.
Ohio, Pakistan, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm from
Ohio was promised to them. Ohio was promised to them 30,000 years ago in like the cave paintings in Pakistan. That's also their promise.
That's funny.
yes, sir.
Oh man.
My name, my next door neighbor is LeBron Zab, James Zab or something like Jamshad. James.
God. Shit.
That's so bad. I know.
Oh man. Oh my God. Okay, brother Abu Khaldun, you're speaker. I gotta ask you the mandatory question: Are the Goyim people? Are the Goyim people?
If by people you mean silly geese. And indeed.
Oh my god. Oh dear, man. Yeah, having too much fun with this one.
But let's. Have y'all talked about Venezuela yet?
We did.
Yep.
But we can talk about
Yes,
it
sir.
again, man. We're
Listen,
chill.
I don't want
Yeah.
to. I
Go
don't
for
want
it,
to
bro. Go for it.
rehash what's been
Yeah,
said.
No,
go
yeah,
ahead.
I want to hear. We'll hear your
You
take.
can rehash it, bro. You can rehash it. Don't worry about it. Sometimes repetition is
So,
good. Repetition is good for the brain. Yeah.
a lot of these folks have the memory of a peanut. Do you recall in the beginning of the Trump administration when Witkoff was sending messages to Venezuela and they're like, "Hey, let's melt the ice. Does everyone remember this?"
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because many of these folks have forgotten. And all of a sudden overnight, and I quote, Venezuela is a Palestinianist narco state.
Bro, they're sending uranium to Hamas, man. You can't let
They're
them live,
sending
man.
uranium to
They're fucking sending fissile material to Hamas. Hamas is gonna create a dirty bomb, and the dirty bomb's gonna go off near the One World Trade Center and kill 30,000 people. You can't let that
Okay,
happen, man.
let me just devil's advocate for Marco Rubio. Okay, so
Bro, are you gonna play point man for the Goyim? Come on, man, don't do that shit.
let me devil's advocate for the Goyim real fast. All right, so
Here we go.
there's a very interesting video in the Ansar Allah lore, okay, where
Yeah.
they were surrounded. There was like a little town that was surrounded and besieged, and they, instead of filling an artillery shell, just like a
Yeah.
standard Soviet D-30 artillery, they took the explosive material out of the warhead and they put lahme, like meat, in the artillery shell, and then they fired it to their besieged comrades, and then the comrades retrieved the unexploded artillery shell and cooked some nice, chicken or steak or whatever. So it's possible that, these resistance axis guys have some tricks up their sleeve where they could get some fissile material into the Gaza Strip, despite the Israeli blockade. That's all I'm gonna say.
Mm-hmm. So basically, Maduro is like what you call it? Maduro is like the secret uranium procurement guy.
He's both a Chinese stooge and an Iranian stooge, apparently, because Iran has power projection in Latin America all of a sudden.
Oh man.
Let's not forget he rigged the election for Hillary in 2008.
That shit was
And
crazy.
he rigged the election for Hillary. And so Hugo Chavez rigged the election for Hillary in 2008, and Maduro rigged it for Biden in 2020. When I listened to that shit, I was like, I am going to kill myself. I will pay myself to kill myself.
But what's interesting?
Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I was thinking, okay, why now? All of a sudden, so you have the release of the new national security strategy, where Hegseth says, we're focused on the Western Hemisphere. That's the top priority now. And I see that as a follow-on to Trump quietly capitulating in the trade war with China.
Oh, bro, he's not quiet, man. bro, he's not quiet. Did you check the post? G-Man actually posted something. G-Man posted something. It's like a hot mic moment of Trump, just flat out saying he's just flat out saying that. Yeah, no.
Where is this?
Okay,
bro, it just dropped. It just dropped.
Okay.
Oh, amazing.
DD geopolitics. Okay, President Trump was caught on a hot mic, lashing out at his own party, accusing Republicans of letting Democrats, quote, run the clock down, unquote, on his administration. All right, this is what Trump said. I can't appoint anybody. Everybody I've appointed has had their time expire. Then they're in default. Then we're losing. Okay, an insane admission and a clear sign of growing internal frustration inside the White House. Yeah, bro, he's not being fucking quiet, man. He's fucking senile, and he knows that he can't do shit. It's not even fucking midterm season, and he's like, they've
already crashed and burned.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, in conjunction.
Could I speak to this? Oh, sorry.
Go for it.
I'll go ahead.
All right. There was a really funny post. I forget the guy's name, but he's one of the very common BAP people, and he's basically we need to bring back FDR's worker programs because everyone who's young is unemployed, and they keep going.
Dude, I know exactly what you're talking about. I replied with that saying, wasn't Trump's
he blocked me.
I was like, yes, he literally immediately blocked me. Also, it's just for me, it's He just blocked it. I asked a simple question: wasn't Trump's tariff policy supposed to prevent depression era job it's called hole digging?
Yeah,
Like he's basically saying he was basically saying Trump should pay people to dig holes and then pay other people to fill those holes.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, 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 yeah.
but here's the thing: at the very least, like FDR's program actually did stuff.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro.
So
Turns out
this is
employing young men's a good idea. Like, who would have thought? But just reading the article is so fucking funny because it's like all these young Republicans keep coming to me and asking for a job, and I can't give them one. And it's just like amazing. Like, I'm so glad that you're leading this movement or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
No, and back to the capitulation on the China trade war. Dude, he fucking just allowed Jensen Huang and Nvidia to sell to China.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
I
the
saw that.
whole point was to create like domestic
Supply bottleneck.
manufacturing,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
supply, but and now he just completely just
And now
reneged. Like the
China
dude
doesn't
is,
even need it anymore.
yeah, dude,
Yeah, yeah.
they don't even need it. So
What's
fucking
interesting about that is in November, oddly, when all this rhetoric started gearing up, is China, if I recall correctly, China and Venezuela signed some bilateral trade agreement, and they're going like zero tariffs between the two nations. So China can get some stuff out of Venezuela, Venezuela can get some of that Chinese technology, and I'm sure the White House is looking, going, no, this is our backyard. We control the Western Hemisphere. You can't ally with these nations. And instead of the supposed productive relationship they wanted to foster in the beginning of the administration, now they're just speed running the roller coaster downhill to
Yeah.
the demise of the Republic.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the Republic kind of dead already. It's just that, like, we're
Yeah.
gonna see like a formal bankruptcy, right? I think I don't know how many of you gents were here when I was talking to Sir Kaz about this, but like, bond yields have broken free, and right now all indications are once the Japanese bond market falls apart and has a failure, all the other bond markets of the developed economies are gonna go upwards, right? Uh, the last time this happened was in 1920, right? So from 1920 to 1980, 60 years, the bond yields were super high, meaning that bond prices were super low. 1920, the human population was 1.8 billion. 1980, the human population was 4.5 billion. I can tell you guys right now, from the year 2025, 8.5 billion people, to the year 2085, right? We're not gonna see the fucking human population 2.5x, right? And so what that means?
real quick. I just want to say I have to head on now. I've got
No
to
worries,
just get
bro. No
ready
worries.
for home. God
No
bless
worries.
you guys. Take care of yourselves.
All right, thank you, good
You
sir.
too.
Thank you, appreciate it. Yeah,
Take
See,
care. Have
see ya, man. Yeah, but what I was saying was that, like, if the bond market fucking fails, like it did in the 1920s and whatnot, you're not gonna have this big population of young people to throw under the fucking bus, right? Because that's basically what happened. You threw young people under the bus, right? Then
yeah, it was a
you had
Ponzi. It was essentially a Ponzi scheme.
yeah, big fat Ponzi, and then in addition to all that other shit, right? You had to do all that other crap, right? And so it's just like you don't have the young people to be thrown under the bus. Like I said, number one. Number two, you've got debt everywhere. Number three, there's no productive industry. You don't have these big militaries that you can send in there to grab the resources anymore. It's just gonna be slow, brutal collapse. It's gonna be like, okay, well, you live in fucking France, right? France has 50 nuclear reactors. Oh, 15 years from now, 40 of those reactors are going on in the toilet, right? And suddenly your society is gonna see a 70% decline in energy production, right? Start calculating the increase in mortality rate, right? That's what that is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and your bonds are going to be worth nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
there's nothing productive behind your country to justify buying,
Yeah.
billions and billions of French bonds or
Yeah.
American bonds. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just crazy.
Yeah. This entire thing is fucked. We have a new good sir. His name is Sakai Sinat 1804, aka Will. Actually, no, let me do this properly. Ukraine flag emoji, downward arrow emoji, Will, I guess, alphabet people flag emoji. Good sir, you're a speaker. Go on right ahead. You gotta answer the mandatory question. Are the Goyim people?
They're not people. To call them even people would be an insult to people kind itself. You know, listen, we can hate the Jews all we want, but they're definitely right about one thing, and that's the Goyim are cattle. Holy shit. Like, damn.
Oh man.
Every day I interact with them at my job. I work in retail like a fucking
Oh,
wage.
I feel sorry for you, man. Holy shit, you've worked in
Hey,
retail. Oh my
I
god.
did landscape. I do landscaping, bro. I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Like, the people, like a bunch of fucking stay-at-home moms, a bunch of retarded-ass boomers. Man, I might as well turn this whole space into the Wannsee conference, but instead of dealing with Jews, we're dealing with boomers. Because they are not people. They are like the lowest of the Goyim. And the
Plot
Goyim
twist,
are already...
bro. Plot twist. The libtards were the good guys all along. Like when they supported the Great Replacement and all this other shit, they're like, okay, well, Minnesota was promised to the Somalians 3,000 years ago, and Pakistan, like Ohio, was promised to the Pakistanis 3,000 years ago. I mean, like, if they're all a bunch of goyim anyways, and it's just like they're all just a bunch of neocons, they're all just a bunch of goyim, they're all just like doing. Why the fuck does it matter that they get replaced, man?
I
Like,
mean, that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah,
saying. This is why
yeah,
I stopped being a little chud. Because
yeah,
at the end of the day, you got to realize that, America, all its issues are self-inflicted.
yeah,
Europe, all its issues are self-inflicted.
yeah,
Can't go around blaming the Jews, the migrants, the Africans, whoever for that, okay?
yeah,
This is just like Yakubian dipshittery falling right back on them. So,
yeah, yeah.
honestly, bring in all the Pakistanis, bring in all the Africans, bring in fucking throw open the door to the third world, to the US, Europe, and all that. Because Europe killed itself when it set sail in 1492. That's when its slow suicide began. All
Yeah.
right?
I
Holy fucking
I
truth.
haven't.
Fruit
Yeah,
nuke,
that was
fruit
a
nuke
big one.
alert, fruit
You
nuke, fruit nuke alert.
I'm sorry, your name was Will. Yeah, Will, you were holding that in all shift at that Costco, buddy. I could feel. I felt that. I felt that, brother.
Oh man.
I have an interesting proposition. I think because now, obviously, all of us understand Genesis 6:12 says Somalia was promised to the Minnesotas.
God.
We understand the
Oh my god.
reality.
Oh my god.
I think we should deport boomers
Yeah.
to those countries. I think we should send the boomers to Somalia,
Oh man.
to Venezuela,
They can learn.
and
They can learn how to. They can learn how to operate a fishing boat, and then they can learn piracy. It's a good
there you go.
Excellent,
honest job, man.
excellent. This is
Bro,
what
it's
I'm
a good honest
listen,
job,
this is
man.
what I'm saying. Truth nuke, Logan's Run, great way to run a society. Can you imagine all these annoying ass fucking millennials dying off?
I mean, a lot of revolutions are de facto do that function. If you just see like what happened in the Cultural Revolution
Exactly.
and the French Revolution.
Okay,
Oh yeah.
But okay, we're definitely going to deal with the boomers, but you know who we really got to be cruel to? The
The
Gen
millennial Reich.
Xers. The Gen
Mm.
Xers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they skated by. They haven't gotten their fair share of criticism.
Bro, you know what's
We
hilarious, bro? You know what's hilarious, right? Like
what?
when these guys say, "Oh, why don't you have like a family? Why don't you have kids?" And by the way, like I got family, I got lots of kids. That's not the issue.
Oh,
The issue is, right, when they ask other people this question, they're like, "Well, why don't you have kids? Why don't you have like a family?" Blah. Like they're not asking you that question because they care about you, man. They're saying that because they want someone to pay for their pension, right? They want someone to pay for the taxes. They want someone to pay for the pension. What did Sir Malcolm say, Sir Kenneth? He's like, well, they want someone to be the exit liquidity in their fucking crypto scam. That's literally what it is, man. Like it's pure fucking goyim behavior, right? Like the
bro,
Jew, yeah, bro. Their Zionist Jew kite master who they fillet and they lick their balls every day. He's like, oh yeah, you're the goyim, right? And then the goyim's like, oh, my master is so amazing. I want to do something like him. Oh, what can I do? Oh yeah, the trad lifestyle or whatever the fuck, right? And that's what this is, bro. Like they don't give a fuck. Like when you tell them that, okay, so
They don't.
yeah, like when you tell them that, okay, so you're telling all these kids to have families and whatever. Okay, fair enough, right? But like, what's the actual purpose? Like, why are you? And then he's gonna lie, right? But the real reason he's doing it is because he wants the fucking liquidity. He wants to be a fucking vampire. And like, they're saying all the shit about boomers, and all of it is true. All of it is correct, right? The boomers, fuck the boomers, right? But the Gen Xers, man, and all these other guys, they just want to be vampires as well, man. They want to be vampires.
Exactly.
They're like, okay, well, who's gonna pay my pension? Oh, this fucker's gonna pay my pension. How's he gonna pay it? Well, there has to be enough kids. Oh, well, you gotta be trad, man. Have more kids, right?
That's the dark thing no one wants to admit, which is that
Exactly.
like they would just end up as baby boomers at the same time. It's
bro,
something I try to be self-aware about because I'm just watching these millennial guys. They get their house for the first time. They're just flipping to neocon policies.
Yeah.
Exactly. I hate it. I hate it when Gen Xers like mock Gen Z. It's like, you Gen Zers, you're so sensitive. You don't want to work.
Well, see, I'm looking
like,
ahead for like when we're that age. I mean, we're probably gonna be dead at that age, but like if we live to that long, I don't want to see us turn to baby boomers. Or
yeah, exactly.
Gen X
And I'm just like, Wigga, Gen Xers, you guys have fucking lead in your bloodstream.
Yeah.
Okay, these two guys are raising their hands. I don't want to take up space.
No,
Yep.
it's all good. It's all good, bro. It's all good. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. The good Sir Alamo, good Sir Abu, just don't worry about it. It's a chill space. Just like if you want to interact with it, yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Whichever one of you guys want to.
Someone said like they were asking if the boomers are the goyim, but I think the boomers are the Jews, man. Yeah, I mean they got your government,
The true
right?
Jews are,
You can say you can say like it's a Zionist occupied government, but actually it is a boomer occupied government, right? And they've
I'll
got
tell you what it is. Bro,
boomer policies, boomer messaging, boomer memes. Like you guys, I'm sorry to tell you, this is also my condition. I'm not free of this, but we are just cattle for the fucking boomers. So, yeah, it's a distinction without a difference.
Yeah.
The boomers, and I have to say this, I was born in 1965 on the cusp of the boom and Gen X. I mean, I don't know whether to be apologetic for the world I left to or pissed off at the world I got dumped in my lap. So,
but you're Somalitic, Sir Kenas, so you are free of these categories.
yes, you're Cushitic.
I think the thing you have to understand with the boomers is they grew up at a time of unparalleled prosperity in the United States. Mm-hmm. We've never, my grandparents basically lived in a small house in the town and were growing a lot of their food. They were a step up from subsistence farmers. Mm-hmm. We wound up with factories, everybody had a car, everybody had a phone, they had seen this incredible technological boom, and they figured out, they assumed that, well, all the advice we're giving people will work because, hey, it worked for us. And they could never grasp the fact that, no, you grew up at a time where there was much more opportunity for advancement than there is today.
Yeah.
Probably more opportunity for advancement than we'll see for a couple of centuries, if then.
More advancement. I mean, many of us will be alive to see the all-time peak of human population. So you're never going to see, quote unquote, 9 or 10 billion people on the planet, right? So let me.
Well, I'm gonna defend my point, right? So these boomers grew in prosperity, right? So imagine the Mizrahim, right? These guys were in Iraq, in Jordan, wherever they were living shitty lives, and now they can take up some place in the Golan Heights, right? And maybe a little parcel in Gaza, who knows, right? So these guys, it's the same, right? I mean, the boomers are the Jews. That's my point. And the modern Jews, the Israelis specifically, they're living the boomer dream, right? Like they're expanding. They're getting a few bombs here and there, right, from our dear brothers in Iran, but and Hezbollah and whatnot. But still, yeah. Like these are boomer-minded people,
Yeah, well, but I see your point, and I just wanted to add real fast. I think it is really funny to think that, like, the classic critique of Jewish people is that they were forced out of all professions in Europe, so they had to do the accounting and the financial stuff. They were allowed to lend, Catholics weren't, and so they like essentially lent out money and gained incredible amounts of interest and just continued that cycle, and they became very powerful, and Rothschilds, all this. Everyone knows about this stuff.
Mhm.
What the boomers have done is they literally they almost did the inverse. They just spent all of the money. So I posted a
Yep.
couple hours ago. They spent that, like, they allowed Ronald Reagan and Dick Cheney and George Bush Sr. and all these folks to tell them that it was actually an economic good and it was righteous to spend their children's money. Okay. And then, and then they allowed George Bush, W. Bush, right? And Obama and the various economists that were part of that neoliberal coalition to tell them it was okay in the 2010s and 2008 on to spend their grandchildren's money. And they're still fucking kicking, dude. And now they're spending our grandchildren's money, their
This is
great
why I said
grandchildren's
you
money.
just have to.
Yeah,
They
you're right
just
on
need to
point,
be
man.
brutally
Because
molested and killed.
I'm sorry. What was it?
Yeah.
Didn't quite catch that.
I said the boomers need to be brutally molested and killed.
Bro,
There you go. I
were you
said
here
it.
at the
You
beginning
can
of the
feel the
show?
retail
Bro, did you
consequence.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
were you here at the beginning of the show? What I said was I gotta go back to Congo. I gotta go back to Rwanda. I just want to pick up all the cannibals in the jungles there, and I just want to dump them in New York City, man. That's literally all I want to do,
Okay, I was actually thinking of a similar thing with regards to Israel. You just take about like 300,000 AIDS-ridden Hutus, give them machetes and Viagra. You just drop them right on fucking Tel Aviv. You just drop them right in Israel. Let them go fucking crazy.
bro.
Give them some meth too. Give them some.
Bro. First of all, the Rwandan cannibals, man, they're actual people. They're not goyim. They don't need Viagra, right? Just all you gotta do is tell them any bitch that you catch, you just get her for free, right? Whatever bitches you catch, they're all for free, man, right? And then give him the machetes and stuff. Like, wasn't there like a YouTuber? He just films himself going to like different American cities and giving homeless people machetes, right?
There you go. You got the spirit of Felician Kabuga in him.
There you go. Just give him the shit, and then it's just like, yeah, this place is free. Tel Aviv, New York City, whatever. Just like, honestly, man, like that's the good outcome, right? That's the good outcome because like, for how many years have we been told that? Oh, you got to be pro civilization. You got to be like and what do you actually end up supporting, right? You end up supporting neocon. You end up supporting like fucking usury. You end up supporting like, oh, we dropped 80,000 metric tons of explosives on Gaza, which is like 25 miles by 5 miles wide, like long and wide, right? So it's like, yeah, you got to support all that stuff because we are fucking, we are civilized and they're not, right? Okay, well, if this is fucking civilization, get me my fucking Congo cannibals, get me my Rwandan cannibals, and let's dump them into Europe, dump them into America. Let's finish the Great Replacement and let's be done with it, man.
This is what I'm saying. Everything that happened in Gaza needs to happen north of the Mexican border, like times 1,000. I
Yeah.
want to see Americans pulling their kids out of rubble. Fuck
Yeah.
'em. Fuck the
Yeah.
Goyim. Kill the Amerifat Goyim. They deserve all suffering.
Honestly, bro, like the Americans want to kill fellow Americans, so you're probably gonna
Yep.
get your wish soon enough. Like, just because like many of them don't even view each other as fellow Americans. They're just like, oh, you voted for Trump, or oh, you're a fucking commie or whatever, and they'll start shooting and killing each other soon enough.
Yeah, they're Goyim. Okay, I sometimes wonder how dumb these Goyim can be.
Mandatory meme.
Well, if they're up to Trump levels, I've been saying this for a while
Yeah.
that like every time I'm like, well, this can't happen because like there's no way he would be that stupid. Trump has managed so many times to just make me think, well, nope, he really was that. stupid.
I mean, this is what I'm saying.
So
This is
Yeah,
why.
underestimating stupidity is a really tricky game,
yeah, man.
today.
Yeah.
I mean, this is why I got so mad when he like chickened out on his tariffs. I'm like, Donnie, you were installed by the Lord to destroy the American empire as
Yeah, bro.
punishment for our
Yeah.
sins.
Bro, you're JD Pondon, man. You're fucking JD Pondon. Get it done, man. Come on,
Donald,
hustle.
You're supposed to kill the Americans.
Yeah.
He don't worry. He's doing the Lord's work.
I
He's
want
one of
him
the
to do
greatest
worse.
mujahideen of all time.
I want him to like really fuck the Americans.
Trust the plan, guys.
Trust
He
the
will
plan, bro.
destroy the
Patriots.
U.S. It's 4D chess.
JD
Yeah.
Pond in control. JD Pond in control. Trust the plan. Trust the plan, bros. Oh my god. This guy. He's just like, what is this guy doing, man? Oh my gosh. Trump.
And like whenever somebody is like, oh, so you think if Donald Trump destroys the country, communism will come after it, stupid accelerationist? I'm like, no, actually, if Donald Trump destroys the country, he'll completely destroy our standing in the world, which is what we deserve. Oh, I was just going to talk about this, but you know what I really love?
Yeah, go for it, man.
Veteran suicide.
Yeah. All-time high.
Are-
All-time high.
I know, right? It's so funny. It's like, shit, you mean to tell me I killed all those brown kids and I can't get my benefits for it? I'm gonna fucking kill my wife and then myself.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking losers, okay? So many people in the US military, a bunch of rapist, pedophile pieces of shit. Okay, I know so many people have been abused by people in the military.
Yeah.
Okay, this is why I like it when Donald Trump like called them suckers and losers. Yeah. It's like, Donald Trump insulted our military veterans, and I'm like, good, fuck you all.
Yeah.
Fucking retarded ass goyim.
The thing is, right? Like, it wasn't like the wars weren't even about oil, right? Like the Goyim, they tried to give themselves agency. They're like, oh, we're going there to steal the oil or whatever, right? Bullshit, right? Like a couple of these companies, they went up in value for a few days, and then the Iraqi civil war happened, and they got kicked out, right? It wasn't even about fucking oil. It was always about Israel, their master Israel. Their master Israel's right. We want you to fuck up Saddam Hussein, right? And figure out a way to do it, right? And they had to come up with an excuse. What was the excuse? 9/11, obviously. And then they're like, all right, it's time to invade, right? And that's what this is, man. Like, it was all like a bunch of these like wars by the Goyim, right? To help out their master Israel. That's what it was, right? They got no agency, they got nothing, right? And now you're at a situation where in the year 2025, it's not just veterans, right? But like overall deaths of despair. So like drug overdose, alcohol deaths, deaths from suicide, deaths from all these other things, man. It's just like, okay, 250,000 plus a year, right? I think during the 1990s, the lost decade of the 1990s, it was for Russia, they were losing about 600, 700,000 people to deaths of despair. So for America to get there, I mean, based on population trends and this other stuff, you would have to get like 2 million plus deaths per year, right? Which sounds like, oh, well, enough, that doesn't sound, we're at 250,000 a year. That's nowhere near the 2 million. Oh, well, hold your horses, folks, right? Because you're on the exponential stride, right? If you actually look at the trend line, deaths of despair in the year 2000 was like what? Less than 20,000 or whatever. You more than 10x in 25 years. You're not going to take that long to get to the 8x, man. it's not going to take that long, especially with the way things are going.
I hope to see it in my lifetime.
You're going to see it in your lifetime,
Americans
man.
to die.
You're going to fucking see it in your lifetime.
It's already happening right now if you know where to look.
Yeah. It's already happening. And like, what's the name of that guy? Emmanuel Todd. Emmanuel Todd is a very interesting figure, right? He doesn't actually do geopolitics. People say that he's a geopolitics guy. He's actually not. He is a social demographer by training. The only thing he does is he looks at family and family structures, and he looks at the way in which those structures either increase or like decrease in overall scope, right? And so it's like, okay, well, in 1976, he wrote a book and he basically said, yeah, like the Soviet Union is going to collapse, right? And everyone laughed at him. They're like, oh, what are you talking about, man? Fucking Soviet Union. He's like, no, like their family unit has fallen apart. The suicides are rising. Exponential trends have been hitting everything. And 15 years later, he was correct. The Soviet Union collapsed. Now he's saying the same thing. He's saying America's going to collapse. And it's not just America. It's going to be the rest of the Western world. all of Europe, all of
God,
America.
I so hope that is true and not just some more.
It's not hope, man. It's not hope. It's like pure mathematics. I'll tell you the type of person Emmanuel Todd is. Emmanuel Todd is like the guy who looks at the mouse experiment and he looks at the population of the mouse and he's like, all right, mouse experiment, population of the mouse is going up this much, this many resources are left, here's what the fucking trend line is. Okay, all the mice are gonna die in this many years. That's literally what he does, right? It's not emotion, it's not hope, it's not it's pure fucking mathematics, right? America is dead, man. It's like we are probably gonna see something like a bond market failure in Japan or somewhere else. That'll be the contagion that hits everyone else, and then it's off to the races. But like this fucking ride is over, man.
You don't even need the math to know that America's gone. Like
Yeah,
you just
yeah,
have to read the shit that we've been reading all day, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
This is of guys that had I don't know, like real thinkers and real literature and
yeah, yeah,
real
yeah.
philosophy shit. Like it's over, man.
Yes, sir. It's been over for a long time.
Yeah, it's been over.
It's over, and that's all right.
It's
Yeah,
over.
it is.
So Al Mutasim, in Chile, do you guys see a future post America, like post Monroe Doctrine? Are people even talking about like a post Monroe Doctrine future or something like this, or
Not at
do they even
all.
care?
I don't
Do
even
they
think
even
they're
think it
even talking about the new
the
Monroe
Monroe Doctrine?
Doctrine. Yeah,
Bro. The
Okay.
not
Monroe
at all.
Doctrine, bro. Here's the hilarious thing. Here's the hilarious thing about the Monroe Doctrine, right? Even after the Americans said that it was a thing, they depended on European ships and navies to do most of that shit, right? It was only after like the Spanish were defeated in like 1898 or whatever by the Americans, right? And then for a few decades they did the thing. And then after World War II, they're like, okay, well, let's do these coups and shit. Like America can't even fucking coup countries properly anymore, man. Right? Like,
I
Hmm.
know. So
No,
Yeah.
I
we're-
mean I'm sure you can read some history books and reach that conclusion, but my job is looking at documents, right?
yeah, of course,
And I know the institutions, and the gringos actually built some shit in here.
oh,
The,
they
so
did, of course.
at the same time, they had like complete freedom to fly U.S. Air Force planes all around the country without asking anybody, and the American embassy was like almost
I
more
agree,
powerful than the
bro.
presidency.
Bro,
But these days are long gone, by
yeah,
their
man,
own
literally.
making, by their own making, because this sort of global neoliberal whatever shit means that our capital comes from very many unknown sources, and the Americans don't have this and don't want to exercise this kind of violation of sovereignty. I guess they do it more sadly or whatever, but they don't have the presence they used to have. And the Chinese, they don't have a cultural presence or anything, but they're building fucking multi-billion-dollar moving ports,
Mhm.
and so that accounts for something. They don't
Mhm.
have as much of a cool reputation yet.
Mhm.
The Americans still dominate the culture in everything, but slow and steady. Slow and steady. Everybody I talk about, like everybody has a good impression of the Chinese. All of a sudden, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, they were all mocking them and whatever shit. But now, even the normies, they know that the Americans are like the bad partner, the abusive husband or whatever.
Mhm. Mhm.
Not cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, the thing with the Americans is we're not living in the 1950s and 1960s. We're living in the year 2025. And in the year
Yeah.
2025, it's fucking laughable. Like if you say that America is going to do like a CIA coup against fucking Venezuela, which is like, due to sanctions and all these other stupid, craven, cowardly bullshit, right? Venezuela has been piss poor for like 11, 12 years. You've got 1/3 of your fucking navy parked in the Caribbean for like 3+ months, right? You can't do jack and shit against a piss poor country who you've like decimated with sanctions, right? If that's what it is, man, then again, like the Iranians won't hesitate to fire the missiles at you at like
Yeah, but
British airbase.
this is
Yeah,
what I was trying to tell one of our friends today about the meticulous planning of like color revolutions or whatever. Like we had here in Chile this thing in 2019, like a sort of popular uprising, but the popular uprising came after a completely extraordinary event. Chile prides itself on, especially Santiago, on its very clean, timely, and very well built metro system. Okay, so all of a sudden, just after 2 days of very inane protests by high school students, not even university, uh, let's say 10 critical stations of the metro network were burnt to ashes from the ground, which is technically very complicated and sophisticated. So to this day, like 6 years later, nobody knows jack shit about how the fuck this was achieved, right?
yeah,
So the only guy you can point at, like at the time, since there's so much animosity at Venezuelans, everybody was saying like this was the Venezuelans. Like, man, Venezuelans cannot fund this, right? So
yeah.
maybe it was the Americans, but what came after this? Like a complete social insanity and sort of a similar scenario to the Summer of Love in the US,
Mhm,
like burning a lot of shops and shit. And the
mhm,
political class didn't know what to do of this, right? So
yeah,
somehow they turned this into a movement in favor of a new constitution, which completely failed, right? The new
yeah,
they tried to propose a new constitution to the population. We had a referendum on it. It lost by a landslide, like 68 against 32 or whatever. And so was this like an American coup? I don't know, but it failed. It changed nothing. It ruined everybody's business. Like nobody's better off after this, not even the rich, right?
yeah,
So this is the kind of operations I expect from Americans now. Like, they supposedly did the 1973 coup against Allende. Well, maybe, maybe not. I'm sure not entirely, but certainly these 21st century attempts, they account for nothing, man. They're just this disaster. And maybe in retrospect, Ukraine will look the same. You know, this color revolutions and shit, they only bring distraction and misery, and they don't even bring much benefits to the U.S. It's a complete
There's no fucking plan, man.
idiocy. Yes, no plan, no
Yeah,
nothing.
bro.
Yeah,
There's no plan. Like, okay, if you talk to the Americans today, right, and the fucking Gleam are even like, they're not on drugs, or like, Donald John Trump is not like, telling them to do some fellowships for Israel. Like, if you find them in like a semi-sane state of mind, and you ask them, okay, what the fuck is the point of Ukraine? They can't answer you, man. Like, oh, it's for
I'll,
like
I'll t-
yeah, it's for democracy or whatever the fuck. Go ahead, brother Najee.
No, just to piggyback on your point, like when you think about the color revolutions, how many of them have worked and have not only worked but have been of benefit to the United States? You can count those on one hand in the last 30 years. So
absolutely. Yeah.
even during the height, even during the height of American power, we haven't been able to, substantially increase our will across like various regions and create some kind of hegemony. And when I'll tell you exactly, brother Ahnaf, like when people in 2021, 2022, early 2022 were talking about Ukraine, I mean, they've been talking about it in their think tanks since 2014,
Yeah,
right?
bro.
Since
Yeah.
2013. So you have people
Bro,
in
they were talking about it,
CSIS,
bro. They were talking
yeah,
about it all the way back in like, what was it
yeah,
called?
in
The
the
Budapest.
90s.
Yeah, well, like the
Yeah,
Budapest Memorandum or whatever the fuck. They're like, oh, Georgia is gonna be in NATO, and Ukraine's gonna
yeah.
be in NATO, and not only that, Armenia is gonna be in NATO, and also Azerbaijan.
they're
Oh,
insane. The point is they're insane, and
yeah.
they actually were believing the glue they were huffing. And I
They're
mean, you
fucking
have
goyim, man. Like, what do you expect? They're fucking
yeah,
goyim.
and the
Yeah.
thing is, they're highly educated goyim who can write fairly well. And so you look at some of these Brookings papers,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you're
yeah.
like, well, Russia's they have this capability, and they have this economy, and they have this and that, and so I don't think they can actually invade Ukraine and have a war for 4 years, or let alone
Mhm.
3 years or 2 years, and we'll provide them with all the most advanced weaponry, and it's just big brain, white people that are going to create our weapons, and the Slavic brain is like that's literally how the smartest quote unquote policymakers who all of the congressional staff outsource their thinking to. They say, "Oh, we have a policy proposal." Well, why can you find a random dude at Brookings that supports this? Like that, I've literally called around asking people to
Yeah, yeah,
support, as a congressional intern. Like, oh, is it like, can you come speak on behalf? Like that kind of shit, dude. And so, yeah, you have people who, and guess what? They're all paid by Raytheon, you know, d- General Dynamics, XYZ. So yeah, it's just like a clusterfuck of people who are huffing their own glue because every huff they take, they make $500,000, and so
yeah.
it really is it's insane, and the world is showing them it's insane, and they still don't care somehow, and they think they're gonna be able to, skate off and kind of like live the next 20 years as like rich, um, policy, retirees and whatever. And it's like, dude, you guys are fucked. Like the thing is, the boomers will be fucked along with the rest of us for like the last 5 to 10 years of their life, in my humble opinion.
Good.
Mhm.
They need to die slowly and painfully. They must suffer for what.
All right, all right. I hear the hatred.
They,
I understand.
it's been
This
it's
is
been
what
a
retail
really
does to you.
it's been a really fucking long past 2 years for me, and I,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
hitting a peak. I'm hitting a peak. Ooh.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry. Sorry. Okay.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Got my nicotine in my sparkling ice.
Uh,
Oh man. Oh man.
no, I mean, I think that is one of that is going to be a huge problem for a lot of people who have retirement coming up, is like we can't fund Social Security.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just that simple. It's not a matter of, well, we'll think of something. It's like there is no way you can fund this. Certainly no way you can fund this and fund the infrastructure of the sole superpower, world's policeman.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the infrastructure to be the world's policeman and run the economic wealth pump through it from everybody else in the empire,
Yep.
then you can't do this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just this is like there's no move that doesn't end with like our social safety net snapping.
Yep. Yep.
Let it burn.
But Sir Kenneth, I got it. I found the solution. All you gotta do is make enough robots, man. If you make enough robots, the robots will magically pay
The
the
robots will magically pay for it. Yeah, that's the classic. That is
the fucking AI,
the
man. That's the fucking
Spinglerian
AI.
second religiosity.
Yeah.
Instead they're not, because, and again, this is something the boomers grew up with. These are people who saw us put a man on the moon. Science could do everything.
Yep.
Science, we were, I remember watching a show called Space 1999. This would have been late 70s, maybe even early into the early 80s.
Yep.
We figured by the 21st century that we were going to have moon bases.
Yeah.
We assume that, that's the logical progression. We've put a man on the moon. Now we're going to build a base on the moon.
You guys watch Star Wars and Star Trek one too many times.
Well, I mean, again, you have to understand that everybody, like, this was just, it was a common belief. We were going to go to the stars.
Yep.
I mean, and there were always good reasons why that was going to be much harder than we expected it as we've looked at it. There is no way we can do it with anything with contemporary technology and based on the hard limits of physics as we know them.
This is an interesting question for you, Sir Kenaz. Do you think that boomers are somewhat have some of the disdain they have for like millennials because we have not fulfilled their like sort of childhood promises of like is that a part of the equation?
Well,
or
okay, a couple of big myths of the boomer period, and I should note, you'll notice lately that when you see people protesting outside for whatever liberal trendy cause du jour it is, they tend to be boomers. We grew up in the civil rights era.
Yeah.
I mean, I was born a year after the civil rights movement was passed and 2 years before Loving versus West Virginia, which made interracial marriage the law of the land in the United States. So, I mean, I don't remember it firsthand, and here's a little secret. Most of the boomers don't remember it firsthand either, but they're trying to relive vicariously, like, my older brother who was fighting against the war in Vietnam, and we were going to have peace in our day. What was it, John Lennon? Imagine there's no heaven.
Yeah, that bullshit.
We're
Yeah,
going to have that kind of
stuff,
bullshit.
the boy stuff.
So glad John Lennon got shot. That faggot is annoying as hell. Well, John,
Yeah.
imagine no over in your fucking face. Oh,
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, that was another myth, the civil rights movement. That's why when left-wing boomers got into power, they were so, we're going to end racism in our time. We elected a black president. And then we're going to elect a female president. And then we're going to have had a black person and we're going to have a woman in office. And, that's going to be proof that America, has become the colorblind society we always wanted it to be.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think the problem was not so much that Hillary Clinton was a woman. It's that Hillary Clinton was the least charismatic candidate I could imagine until Kamala Harris came around. But, I mean, I would note as a president, Obama wasn't particularly effective. It had nothing to do with he's black, therefore he's stupid. Quite the contrary. Barack Obama may well be the most intelligent president we've had in office since, Woodrow Wilson. The problem is Woodrow Wilson fucked a lot of things up too. Smart people can justify some of the stupidest decisions.
Obama's cabinet was split between him and the Hillary Clinton appointments he made as a compromise, which pretty much crippled any sort of direction in foreign policy.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
Oh, bummer. Oh, bummer. Brock, oh, bummer.
I will say, I felt Trump was a more effective president than Barack Obama. The problem is like, being effective and not having a good direction to be effective in doesn't really help either. He was smarter than George W. Bush. I've owned houseplants that were smarter than George W. Bush, so that's not really a big thing. I think, but that was the great myth of the, the boomer era was, this is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. We're going to have harmony, love, understanding, a one world government. We're going to have peace in our time. And none of that happened.
Oh, none of it happened. All gay and
It's all fake and gay. And it's
Yeah.
now imagine, you're like an the other thing that happened is one thing the boomers did grow up during was the me decade. That was basically like Thomas Wolfe writes about it in the 70s. You get Ronald Reagan, who was the ultimate in the me. It was like, we're going to all be businessmen. We're all going to get super, super wealthy.
Yeah. Self-interest is righteous and moral
So,
and good.
greed is good.
Yeah.
Mm.
And it's like you grew up with that toxic shit and you've still continued to live it. Jimmy Buffett. I mean, that's okay. That's the ultimate thing. The boomers like to think
Fucking
that they were
hate Jimmy
all
Buffett.
okay.
Why?
Well, not a big fan myself either, but they like to think, this dawning of the age of Aquarius, happy horse shit. Jimmy Buffett was really the ultimate boomer musician. I just want to go sit on a beach and have fun. Have a couple drinks. I don't really need to accomplish anything. I'm just having fun being me.
Oh man.
It's like, and that became a rallying cry.
Mm-hmm.
The problem was selfishness. You also had the dawn of the birth control pill. All of a sudden, you could fuck away without having to worry about getting anybody pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, no child and unwanted child. And you then set things up where you need a 2-family income. I mean, I remember this, like I spent about a decade working in law offices doing everything from admin to tech support kind of stuff. If you get started in New York City as a lawyer, you're going to need 4 years of school. So let's say you get out at 22. You're going to need 3 more years of law school. You're now 25. Now you're interning for a year. Then if you're there and you're good for about 7 years, you're a partner. And then you're going to need another 5 years on top of that to be a managing partner. During all this time, you're working like incredibly stupid, like hours. Now, in that time, if you're going to try having a kid, you're going to be somewhere between 38 and 40 before you can even begin to think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of really, that means, you're going to have a lot of people who have one child. You're going to have a lot of people who are childless.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that, our
Goyim behavior. Goyim behavior.
Sometimes wonder
Yeah,
how these goyim can be.
Yeah.
fair enough. Like, these points you're touching on, it's like, I'm sorry to hammer on these 1950s, 1960s documents I'm looking at, but they just reveal the universe, and every American scientist or political operative that would come here to the South would immediately have his family financed, and he would bring his spouse, his children, and everybody could do sort of the same if they were associated with the American empire. Like their well-being was guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that's even true now. That's why the American operatives seem less intimidating right now. Because that if you got a CIA guy in here or an FBI guy in here or whatever, like they will be like just the worst fit from society that
The thing is,
don't need their
it's very
spouses
simple.
there.
Bro, listen. It's very
Because
simple. Bro, it's very simple. It's very simple. If they're from the FBI or the CIA, what was the name of that fucking thing Elon did? Elon, like Doge or whatever the fuck?
Dogebridge.
Yeah, dude. They're not getting fucking paid money, right? FBI,
exactly,
CIA,
exactly.
they're not getting paid their fucking salaries, right? Like it's like, oh yeah, man, America is back, baby. And now he just like lays off all these people and they don't fucking pay him money. Meanwhile,
exactly.
their entire fucking army, like the military right now,
Yeah,
20%.
America is back,
Bro,
and
bro,
who
bro,
the
bro,
fuck
bro.
is paying for it?
You gotta,
Nobody is,
bro,
man.
you gotta let me finish, man. Okay, what's happening is,
Yeah, sorry.
it's not just FBI, CIA. Okay, military, 25% of the entire military is either in severe food insecurity or moderate food insecurity, right? Okay, that number is 25%. For the normal population, the civilian population, it's at 10%. These fucking goyim, they're saying, hey man, we're gonna do some dark age edits on Twitter. We're gonna show them like ethno state, white nationalism, blah blah blah, preference cascade, blah blah blah. Meanwhile, they can't fucking pay the soldiers, and the soldiers are not getting food. Right? I'm sorry, man.
Which reminds me, especially concerning this sudden nationalist turn in the U.S. And you were mentioning at the beginning of these spaces these exiled expatriate Americans, right?
Yeah.
So I was wondering, would these American expats, would they be like the Jews when they arrived in their new homes, or would they just continue to be goyim? Since they are merchants, since they are I don't know. I had this question
Yeah.
hanging on my mind.
Yeah, I get it, but like the point I was simply making was that they can keep talking to everyone else about how relevant they are, and oh my gosh, any day now, the white nationalist, whatever the fuck, and then everyone will yell nigger or whatever, and then we're gonna have a racial consciousness awakening amongst like the sons of Europe, sons and daughters of Europe. Like, they can say that all they want, and nothing will change, right? It'll be 1,000 bots from India and Pakistan, right? It'll be a giant bot parade. Meanwhile, they'll be saying, oh, we're having a racial awakening or whatever the fuck. Meanwhile, it's actually a bot parade. Then they're going to say,
Yeah, but
then they're going to say things like, hang on a second, bro, I got to finish, right? And then they're going to say,
Mhm.
oh, we're going to have this. And then what happens? Bot parade. And then they say, oh, the military will help us, right? Meanwhile, the military is not getting paid salaries and they're not getting food, right? And then they're going to say, Trump is going to be president till 2032. Bro, it's all fucking action figures and it's all fucking toys, man. They're a bunch of 12-year-old kids. They never fucking grew up. That's what this is, man. That's what this is, right? And this
It
Goy
is.
slop, goy
pure
slop,
goy
cape
stuff, man.
shit.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's really the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is they can call us whatever they want. They can say, oh, you're from the third world or whatever the fuck. And I'm like, bro, Bangladesh is a functional country. America is not, okay? Number one. Number two, all right, we actually have a society where things work, right? Your society is fucking falling apart, right? Now, if you want to make the argument that once upon a time we were great, sure, but whatever, right? But in the year 2025, America is a fucking functional society? Nah, man. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Right?
Mm.
It's a complete basket case, and anyone who thinks that there's a way out of this mess, they're forever 12 years old. Especially if they believe all this other bullshit about like Trump's gonna save the day or whatever the fuck, and like, oh, there's gonna be a fucking preference cascade. Meanwhile, he's like fapping off to some like 3D animated porn by some guy in like Indonesia or like India or whatever. Like it's just like, no, absolutely not, man, no. Oh dear.
Well, he might as well fap to like to porn from like AI porn from Indonesia. He's been fapping to like Pakistani anti-Indian Brits.
Yeah. Oh man. What did you say, Sir Kenaz? Even the white bigot jobs have gone to the Indians?
The Indians H1B'd the bigot jobs on Twitter.
That's a great replacement, man. It's a great
They
replacement.
they outsourced the racism, I believe is what you said. So
They
kind of, which was
they outsourced their
beautiful.
racism. I mean, it's like you've basically, you can't even do your own bigotry at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Indians are better bigots than you are.
I know, right? The Indians are like masters at manipulating the Goyim. They know how retarded Americans are. That's
You
why.
know why it is though. You know why it is though. It's because like the Indians worship cows, man. The Goyim are cattle. The Indians worship cows. They're match made in heaven, man. That's why I said like dump 100 million Indians into America. They can be like the cattle herders. They'll whip the cattle around like the Goyim that they are. That's perfect, man. Excellent. That's
Excellent.
like a happy
Perfect.
ending right there.
Perfect. Another
Absolutely.
million H-1Bs. Vivek 2028.
Yeah. What did Vivek say? Vivek's like school should be from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Yeah, I know.
We wanted to
What
cancel
a
supper
fucking.
and just do that. Yeah.
Oh,
It's a supper.
bro.
Dude,
Oh,
I knew, I'm sorry to Sir Arnav and to our fellow listeners who are from the great country of India, but I, I'm sorry, I've been saying this for so long and it's so goddamn true.
yeah,
The white man's best friend, and by white man I mean the Goyim's best friend,
yeah,
has been Indian Americans, and it will continue to be Indian Americans. It's not dogs, it's Indian Americans. They're people who will like go to bat for Elon Musk
yeah.
until until the the implosion of the sun, like they're the most hyper capitalist, like buzzword sounding technophilic.
Bro,
Just
exactly, bro,
it's just
exactly.
absurd, man.
Dude, exactly.
Exactly.
They worship cows, man. Look, listen. They worship cows. So whatever the cow says, they're like, oh yeah, my God says this, so I'm gonna do. That's why I said, man, it's a match made in heaven. The Goyim become less relevant in the world, but because India is pro cow and pro cattle, they'll be, oh yes, Sir Goyim, yes, everything you said makes sense, right? So they're gonna herd them around, man. It's absolutely perfect, right? Absolutely perfect. And like Vivek and whoever the fuck, and he's like, oh, we gotta like do this shit or whatever. Like honestly, man, it's not just the boomers. It's not just the Zionists. It's not just the Indians. It's the Boomer Kike Jeet alliance. The Boomer
Bro,
Kike Jeet alliance, man.
let me highlight that perfectly, okay? So
Yeah,
the the most recent Pakistani public official who was actually like a Pakistani American public official, and I'm not trying to shill for Pakistan. There are plenty of Pakistanis who are a lot like Indians, okay? They're
yeah.
Jeets in
They're
them in and of themselves.
same.
Who was it? It was Lena Khan, right?
Oh, that
She
one. Yeah, yeah,
she
yeah.
Okay, so she presided over she attempted to break up some of these tech monopolies and do something decent for the American people. Okay. Who is the most prominent Indian American politician currently? When you think of the Trump administration, there's a singular Indian that comes to mind.
Cash Patel.
Kash Patel. There it is.
I was
Ding,
JD
ding,
Vance,
ding.
man. Isn't JD Vance Indian?
Yeah. JD Vance is actually it's actually Indian.
He's in
But
fact
yeah, man, I
family's
mean,
Indian, man. He might as well be Indian.
you might as well. Like that's the kind of cuck shit you get. You get a motherfucker who lies to your face. He goes, yeah, Epstein files. He grifts, and then he
Oh
goes to
man.
office, and then he
Yeah,
doesn't even know how to talk with Pam Bondi and like like, oh yeah, we actually don't have the Epstein files.
yeah,
Oh, actually, we're gonna
yeah,
release some of
yeah,
them. Oh, actually, there are no emails. Oh, but we're gonna have to release some. Like these
yeah.
people are fucking
They're not
they're
people, man.
ridiculous.
They're not
Yeah.
people, bro. The
They're
article,
goyim and goyim
bro,
worshippers.
bro,
Yeah.
bro. You're making the same mistake everyone else does, man. Like the goyim aren't people, man. Oh,
I mean, the Epstein files were just like, if I knew that my name was in some files involving a guy who was pimping out, basically underage women, and, spoiler alert, I wouldn't be in those files.
Oh, really? Okay.
I probably wouldn't try promoting this stuff, promising I'm going to release everything, knowing that my name is in it.
Yeah, well, that's the unfortunate thing. QAnon kind of dragged him into that. They thought really Goyim are so fucking stupid. They thought Donald Trump was like this savior of children. He was going to take down this giant pedophile cabal, and Donald Trump, having the fucking stupid goy followers he has, unfortunately had to kind of throw a bone at them, fleece them a bit,
mm-hmm.
God,
Mm-hmm.
Americans are genuinely
That was one of the first things where I was like, he can't be this stupid, and he proved he was. I mean, it was just like, okay, you release it, you put out some dibs and drabs here and there. You get you bring in a few Democratic senators, a few liberals, a few policemen mention that, oh, they were on Epstein Island. Well, when are you going to release all the files? Well, we have to check through all of them to make sure that there's no problems with state security. Make something up.
Yeah.
Just throw this.
Absolutely.
I'm going to release everything. We get to the point where we're going to release everything. Well, I'm not going to release it.
Yeah.
Right.
You look guiltier than you would have looked. You could have just dribbled and drabbled this out and kept the base going. Oh boy, yeah, you hear, I guess that there, B-list celebrity must be a pedophile.
Yeah.
Sir, can I ask, this is an important point for geopolitics too. Like they can't even make a passable lie of these fucking Epstein files, and we're supposed to believe that they're gonna control very tightly all the operations that they do in the so-called third world. Come on, man!
I mean,
You're on the money. They cannot even make
Exactly.
a decent
They can't even
fucking
forge.
lie, man.
Yeah, they can't
I
forge
saw
a
the
goddamn
clips
paper.
of
Yeah.
their Great America Parade. Your soldiers can't march in your soldiers can't march in an organized line. What makes you think they're going to be able to handle a really tight amphibious landing where seconds count? That's well, we don't need marching. What was the one? Marching is just for brown people. And
Yeah.
it's yes, those brown Germans that I remember
That
were
was
famous
grim.
for being really good
Yeah.
marchers. Who was the guy they were marching for? Adolf Octavius D. Hitler?
Bro. Sir Kenneth, you gotta remember, Germany is in the Indian subcontinent, man. It's not in Europe. It's in the Indian
Okay.
subcontinent. They were marching
Yeah.
for all the brown people, man. It's a brown
Yeah,
people thing.
that
Marching
was
is a
the
brown people thing.
swastikas. They got the swastikas
Yeah,
from
bro.
the Indians,
Yeah,
therefore
they're
they're Indian.
Buddhist. Sir Kenneth, they're Buddhist. They're not.
They've
not,
reunited their peoples finally.
Yeah, there we go. See?
Yeah, but it was just that's something you've really got to think about is, why do you want people being able to march in really tight, complex formations? It's because sometimes when you're doing maneuvers on the battlefield, you have to do them in really tight formation and seconds count.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's unit cohesion. Unit cohesion is very important, and if you can't get a unit to march together, are they going to be able to, attack a enemy machine gun nest together? No. So.
What was the other one they had? They were doing something for drill instructors. I think they were expected to do 2 miles in 20 minutes.
Dog. Okay, look.
10-minute, a 10-minute mile.
I'm horribly fucking out of shape, but I can run this isn't good by any stretch of the definition, an 8-minute mile.
Yeah. Okay. This is for the drill instructors. The drill instructor is supposed to be the guy who's running backward while the team is running forward and yelling abuse at them about how they're all a bunch of lazy slobs.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. It's exactly that. The drill instructors are supposed to be fucking buff as shit. Come on, this isn't. We live in the most gay retarded timeline imaginable. Total Burger Reich moment. The Burger Reich is officially in full swing. You got people trying to join ICE who, I shit you not, who are over 400 pounds.
A big old block of ice.
There we go.
I remember the one. What was they got it in England. I remember Frank Wright was talking about one of our guests here. A guy writes for LifeSite News. They had a problem when he was in the army. We want more women soldiers in. Well, the women soldiers would go out in muddy conditions, and you've heard of trench foot and trench mouth. I've heard they were getting trench in another trench.
Mhm.
Oh, trench pussy. Oh God, I do not want to see that.
Yeah, I mean, that was like, not like, oh, this itch is like, say you're a guy, you get jock itch. Okay, this is real uncomfortable and painful. We're talking like suppurating wounds.
Mhm.
Oh God. Ooh.
Like, yeah, I
Ooh.
mean, like something like 30-40% of them because, you know, they're not really built to handle those situations. It's not like, has nothing to do with equality or inequality.
I mean, yeah, because it's like when it comes to women in combat, and look, I'm woke as shit, but it's like they get periods. It's like if you're out in the middle of the desert and you're getting that time of the month, nothing they can control. But it's like that's not the place you're supposed to be. I'm sorry. Shit.
Do
I mean,
you have the upper body strength to put to do a fireman's carry with like your partner over your shoulder when he's been shot?
Mhm.
some
Yeah,
women
this
That,
is
pull that.
I'm not saying there's no women who can do that. I'm saying that's a very small percentage.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's
Well, it's funny that people still look at like the Israeli occupation forces and they're like the numbers like okay maybe they took 25,000 casualties but maybe they have still 300,000 troops, right? But only 62% of them are men. So like I'm not hating on women, but like
The Israeli
38%
women made great
38%.
snipers.
Mhm.
Right, right.
They
You
were
can't
really
have
good at
30.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can have 38% of your, uh, army being fucking snipers or like intelligence gatherers, people who are looking at cameras and
Mhm.
shit. Like, it's
Yeah,
insane.
it's like certain things are like, you can't just put somebody in the office in this position because we want to prove that like, we're open to diversity. It's like the only diversity you need a certain degree of unity as in these are the standards. Everybody has to be able to do them.
Yeah.
Well, those standards shut out like these people. No, they don't. Just because you can't be an airborne ranger doesn't mean there's not lots of other things you can do that are good in the military.
Oh, yeah.
But the thing is, if you want to be a Navy SEAL, yeah, well, you've got to be able to swim this particular distance in 50-degree water.
Mhm.
Ooh, I couldn't do that.
No, I mean, that's like most people can't. That's why it's kind of an elite unit.
Mhm.
But I think we got to this, like, we went from the idea everybody should have an equal chance. And like, yeah, there's some things. I mean, I wear glasses. I could not be a flight pilot. I'm too fat to be a jockey and I'm too short to be a basketball player.
Mhm.
So putting me in there and like deciding, you're going to just we're going to give this person this position because we need somebody in here who can do this.
Mhm.
Because we need an insert minority here.
Mhm.
That's a recipe for disaster.
Mhm.
We got to because one of the things we got to was it's not everybody should have an equal chance. It's, we should have perfect. Everybody should be able to do anything they want to do, and if they can't, it's because they're being held back.
Mhm.
The meritocratic impulse has for sure been stripped of the United States in many areas. I mean, the oligarchs do this, the capitalists do this. There's a lot of nepotism in that realm, certainly among politicians and in DC and this and that. And then, yeah, I mean, there's the same thing happens where the meritocracy, especially under the Democrats, it was just like hollowed out at the very base, at the entry
Meritocracy
level
is
spots.
privilege.
Yeah.
You're ableist. You're like, why can't somebody in a wheelchair be a Navy SEAL? Well, why, just because this person's blind doesn't mean they can't be a fighter pilot.
The hilarious thing is that once upon a time in another life when I lived in Canada, right, they were doing all these different things to hire people for the military, right? Um, join the Canadian Armed Forces, this, that, or the other thing, right? And I think they never actually figured it out, right? In 1967, 1968, they were at like 150,000, and year after year they kept on steadily declining. I think last when I checked, their official number was there's supposed to be 101,000 people in active military and reserve. Sir Kenaz, what do you think the official number actually is?
I'd guess about half that.
It's about 80,000, so it's not that bad, but it's getting there. So there's like a shortage of like 20,000 people. And in addition to that, they're like, oh, don't worry, guys. Even though we're short by 20,000, and we're literally back to like half the number that we were in the 1960s, here's what we're gonna do next. We're gonna do like this 400,000 additional reserve unit thing, and it's gonna be a supplementary unit. You're only gonna train these civilians 5 days out of the entire year. And it's volunteer and you're not going to get paid. So, oh man, Western.
Man,
Yeah,
continuing with this theme of like the leatards were right all along.
yeah,
Like if you actually had like I don't know, at least 25,000 competent gay dancers, gay salsa dancers in the U.S. military, you would actually have a chance for invading Venezuela. But since you didn't even achieve that, you're fucked, man.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
Yeah,
it's true.
we need gay people in the military. Most people didn't really care. We've known. I mean, Lawrence of Arabia was famously gay, and from everything I've heard, he was a pretty good soldier.
Wait, Lawrence of Arabia?
Nobody
Hey?
cared.
There
Lawrence of
there were a lot of
Arabia.
rumors that he had some of his essentially servants he was having affairs with. They are rumors, but yeah, I mean it's
Well, he
quite
wrote about.
possible.
I've seen some of his books where he wrote about the beautiful young Arab boys, and
Yeah,
in a
the
way that
live. Yeah,
a
yeah.
heterosexual man probably wouldn't write.
You're right.
Okay, well, he's
Exactly.
just
But
Some
British.
people are
Those
inferring.
people tend to be
yeah,
really faggy when it comes to talking about things they love.
yeah. But it's like the problem was you you know that the whole battle for in Christ's sake for gay rights. It's like, dude, what more rights did you want? You got tolerance. Most people today in the United States couldn't really, somebody's sexual orientation is generally about as interesting as their eye color.
Yeah, as I think as Sir Malcolm famously said in one of his early YouTube sort of like interviews, he said, I think the title was something like woke ideology as a make work program
Yeah,
for,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like it was
Yeah.
just a make work program. It was just a way to pass down, you know, uh money and funnel it to supporters of your political party.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think one of the reasons you saw the move towards the whole trans rights movement, child drag queens, everything, it was getting really hard to convince gay men that your lives are in danger. There's you're not good. Things are, they could start rounding you up, putting you in camps. It's like, okay, some of us lived through the AIDS epidemic. Now we're married. I mean, when I was working in the early 80s, I mean, it was not uncommon for the Christmas party for people to bring their same-sex partners. Nobody cared. That was New York, which admits more, but I mean, you
Sir
had to
Kenaz,
essentially,
every time you say that, I think about the Rwandan cannibals, and I'm like, I gotta go back there and just dump them all in New York, man.
I mean,
Every New Yorker
let's
is
put it this
evil.
way.
Every single one of them.
Okay,
I'm kidding.
you had to get Americans really riled up about gay stuff again. you had to bring drag queens into children's libraries.
Yeah.
That's what it took to get people pissed off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was what it took. Most people, there was, racism. I mean, my God, like I said, I grew up at a time when, just the beginning of the civil rights. There hasn't been redlining since the 80s. There hasn't been a functioning Ku Klux Klan in the United States since, the 80s, 40 years. I mean, the National Alliance got shut down by the SPLC in the early 90s. There's America is probably less racist today than it's ever been. And yet we had to hear about this constant thing about I'm exhausted because I keep seeing all of these microaggressions.
Mm-hmm.
Bitch, let me give you a hint. Black people in the South in the 1940s weren't worried about microaggressions.
Yeah. It would be really funny, Sir Kenneth, to look at a chart of people who came out of the closet openly gay versus union participation. That would be
Oh, that
quite
would be
funny.
hilarious, man. Somebody has to do that. Somebody should make a graph for that. Because that thing collapsed in the 1970s, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That collapsed in the 1970s.
Yeah, unions basically collapsed. Reagan collapsed unions in the United States. I mean, unions were definitely corrupt, but people were then shocked Pikachu as the unions lost strength. So you saw workers' rights pretty much evaporate.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Surprisingly, wealthy people won't do things out of the goodness of their heart, but they will do them when it's
but Sir Kenneth, the Goyim told me that. Sir Kenneth, the Goyim told me that if the wealthy people piss enough on the top of their giant apartment, eventually
it'll trickle down.
Exactly, it'll trickle down on my face.
Yeah, and that's. I mean, like I said, that was one of the things for me that I noticed with the change in the left. I always have considered myself basically, an old school American progressive kind of a populist. And one of the big things we had was free speech.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I know that guy's a Nazi, I don't want to read his magazine, but he should be allowed to print it because when you start censoring him, there's going to be a slippery slope, and pretty soon they're going to start censoring your ideas.
Yep.
That was taken as a given. You can't trust big banks. You can't trust big government. They're generally out to line their own pockets. That was taken as common sense.
Yeah.
Look at today, you see people who want the consumers. I got my collection of Funko Pops, and my God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, can you believe it? Amazon put a Black Lives Matter sticker up. Wow, Goldman Sachs is paying for floats in the Pride Parade.
Yeah.
It's okay, this is you're showing a lot of trust to organizations that don't deserve it.
Yeah.
It was just that was, what passes for the left today. I always say, I didn't really leave the left. The left ran screaming away from me in big floppy clown shoes with a fright wig and a rubber nose on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, man. So, Sir Kenneth, how many wars has Trump ended? Remind me again.
Oh. Well, hasn't ended the tariff war.
No, but he ended all these wars. How many wars did he end?
He's ended all of these wars. Well, when I think of one, I will get back to you. I'm probably going to be turning in shortly. It's getting a little late here.
Fair enough.
It is when I think of something, when I think of some war that Trump has stopped, you will be the first to hear of it, and I will give him due credit.
Well, I mean, he said that Thailand and Cambodia stopped fighting, but they seem to be
fighting again.
Yeah,
that's a surprise.
Yeah.
It's funny, guys. Like, there's like the meme of, like Obi-Wan Kenobi telling Luke Skywalker, like, I fought with your father in the Clone Wars, and he goes, you did? And like, I'm gonna be telling my children, I fought with Sir Kenaz in the Goy Wars, and he'll be like, no way, you fought against the Goy? So yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, so long as you don't say like, yeah, I chopped his legs and arms off with a lightsaber and left him on a volcano to die, we're good.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I meant in general, not that you were Darth
Yeah.
Vader, but yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I'd probably be I'd make a better Darth Vader than Trump. Trump Vader would be like, use the stupid.
Use the
You
golden
don't
toilet, Luke.
understand the power of the dumb side.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how it is, folks. That's how it is. So, Sir Kenaz, you mean to tell me that Donald John Trump did not stop Cambodia and Thailand from fighting, like the Goyim were telling me, like 1 week ago?
Oh,
The Goyim told me, Sir Kenaz, the Goyim told me that Thailand and Cambodia stopped fighting because Trump said so, man.
well, did the guy also tell you today when you mentioned like that, numbers don't matter when you're fighting a war?
Oh my God, no.
Yeah, no, the stupidity. You're not going to go broke overestimating the stupidity of the American people. I've just come to that conclusion. Like pretty much like,
Yeah.
what's the stupidest thing that I could imagine them doing? And then like, make that my baseline, understanding that like I lack the imagination for how stupid they can get.
Oh man, Sir Kenaz, what is happening? What is happening? Oh dear. It's just like it's just the Goyim, man. It's just the Goyim all over again. They're not people. Always remember that, folks. Always remember that. Good Sir Al Muhtasim, go ahead.
I just want to say goodbye, guys. I gotta go. It's like Monday tomorrow because
Fair
today
enough.
was a holiday. So, best wishes to you all. And, well, if we've learned something today, I guess it is that the Goyim are people. So,
There we
what
go.
else is to be said?
There we go. There we go.
It was a nice conversation.
Nice
Good night,
conversation,
guys.
Momo.
Or good day or whatever.
Good evening. We will talk again soon.
Adios.
All right, see you, my friend.
Adios.
See you, my friend. See you, my friend. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, no, it's a pretty repetitive message, but sometimes you got to be repetitive, right? What can you do, Sir Kenaz, right? That being said, I think we've almost gone for 3 hours, and honestly, for a 158 episode special, are the Goyim people ? That was the perfect episode. So I think we can just call it quits now. Sir Kenaz, want to do the closing?
Think that sounds good. The closing, like we always tell you, the doom cometh.
The doom cometh. Thanks, everyone. See ya.
Your soul is mine.